Sinatama, here comes the back. Andy Patch plus the kill tap has landed.
Boy, and the Talon Swain gonna go in for the kill, and that is gonna be Demigod. So Teleport also comes in as well. Nocturne. The Paranoia. The gap in like security. Oh, okay, there's a flash in. And big comes. Hapon dito. Wow, the damage.
Welcome, Summoners, to the Garena LoL Collegiate League Summer 2017. My name is Vulcan, and with me is Chisto, your shoutcasters for the finals of the South Conference Series.
Yeah, and of course, today we have a best-of-5 matchup between UPLB and the LSUD. I'm very excited to see this. Both teams at the top of the standings, so no real underdog stories here, and both teams very, very tough, very, very consistent, I should say, and yeah, I'm very excited.
It's not without a doubt that UPLB and the LSUD are one of the strongest teams and always been consistent throughout the LCL. But let us check the schedule to see what is going to be coming up next. Obviously, it will be the best-of-5 series between one of the strongest teams in their respective conference, UP Los Baños, versus De La Salle University, Dasmariñas.
Yeah, of course. Both of these teams have a reputation in the LCL for being so consistent across all these terms. They have been the real top performers, and man, I'm very excited to see this finals.
And when you're talking about, let's say, UP Los Baños and DLSUD, they had a shot in the last term where they could actually make it to the playoff stage, but they would always come up short when it involves the Interconference Series. So note that we will be crowning champions here per conference. So let's see who will be crowned champions in the South Conference.
Yeah, of course. We're going to head straight into the drafting phase now. Of course, for DLSUD, seeing these two bans coming out from them, this is very normal because UPLB, they like to play a lot of Zed. So DLSUD, knowing that, they instantly ban it out. So very smart choice right there.
So far, UP Los Baños will be playing on the blue side, whereas DLSUD will be on the red side. So, as you were saying, Chisto, the opening bans here, Orn and Zed, is obviously a target ban towards UPLB.
Yeah, of course. We know Orn, very strong top laner at the moment. He's very low econ champion, so with that being said, he's such a strong pick, and DLSUD not wanting to deal with that, they will ban him out. And that will give first pick priority to UPLB. They will pick up the Sejuani for their comp, and that means they just want to start these fights, go for these engages, and have that beefy frontline. And
so far for DLSUD, I can see that they really are going for a more pick-off. They have the Morgana and the Ashe, whereas UPLB going on brute force. They have the Tahm Kench and the Sejuani, so maybe this will be the Protect, the Varus composition where we see the Varus picking up lethality. Or, who knows, maybe a Rage Blade.
Yeah, I'm very surprised to see a contrast in strategies here. Of course, you did mention UPLB going for a more teamfight-oriented comp, whereas DLSUD going for these pickoffs. But with UPLB picking up the Tahm Kench, that denies a lot of the pick potential coming from the lineup of DLSUD. We all know if you land the arrow on somebody other than the Tahm Kench will just eat him up and bring them to safety. So let's see how will DLSUD play around that.
And let's see for UPLB's last pick would be the Azir, picking on to without a mid laner revealed yet, and we just got information that that would be a Zoe Hover.
Yeah, the Teemo is a visual bug, so if this is locked in, that will be the Zoe versus the Azir, and man, we finally get to see Zoe in competitive League of Legends, like just right after All-Stars, so very excited to see how DLSUD Arcmon plays this champion.
So I think for Zoe against the Azir matchup, it all comes down to who can outlevel the other, because when we see Zoe's, they don't have the full harass potential just yet. Level 2 they can have it, same with Azir. And when you're talking about range, I think Azir really lacks on that department, and he would be at a disadvantage.
Yeah, I think in that matchup, as far as initial burst, Zoe definitely has an advantage if she's able to land her Q, but in constant DPS, in long drawn-out fights, Azir, once he scales, will definitely have an advantage over the Zoe. But as far as laning phase goes, it's going to be very critical for MNM to dodge those sleepy bubbles, because if Zoe lands that, that's practically free damage onto the Azir, and that could be the tipping point in this matchup.
And I guess we are ready to see how the finals of the South Conference will play out. Once again, this is UP Los Baños versus DLSU Dasmariñas. We'll be loading up onto the Rift to see our Game 1. This is going to be very important because momentum is everything at this point.
Yeah, of course, in a best of 5, you want to start out on the right foot, put your best foot forward, and really come out with a win as we head on to the Rift for this match between UPLB on the blue side versus DLSUD on the red side.
So far, we are seeing UP Los Baños making their way towards the blue side of the LSUD, probably an invade. We're not sure just yet, but they are just scouting out the area.
Yeah, I don't think both teams will be interested to go for these level 1 fights because, of course, UPLB having that Tom Kench, even if K lands a Dark Binding, I don't think they're going to be able to follow up instantly because that Tom Kench just provides so much more safety.
Yeah, we're talking about the Tom Kench's safety, but it's also the fact that when a Tom Kench does eat up, let's say, the Varus or the Azir, doesn't that also, prevent the champion itself from moving away? Because we're talking about lockdown champions like the Gnar and the Jarvan.
Yeah, it does give you that window where the enemy team won't be dealing that much DPS because they are inside Tom Kench. But with that being said, that also gives them safety. And once he comes out, he's going to be able to reposition and just dish out all that damage once they do scale.
And interesting that we are seeing Madguard running the Fairy on his Gnar. So I wonder how Dairo in the top lane with his Shen will be matching well against this Gnar because as we all know, Gnar can really oppress you for being a melee matchup in the top lane.
Yeah, of course, we know Gnar as a lane bully, very popular among top laners. He's going to be able to bully all of these melee tanks, but what Dairo has to do in the top lane is really just survive the laning phase because what his role is on this team is get his stand united and really just shut down all of the engage coming from DLSUD with that global pressure.
I mean, let's say you have the global pressure. Yes, you have to stand united for the protection, but doesn't that leave your top lane vulnerable to push? Because we all know that Gnar can really be a heavy split pusher when it comes to, let's say, the Shen, because he will be leaving his lane more frequently compared to the Gnar. So, in the end, won't DLSUD, the Green Pages, will be winning this trade. But, whoa! First blood maybe in the hands of DLSUD here. That was a close call for the Varus here, but right on the mid lane, we're seeing Asta.
Oh no, the Sleep landed.
Sleep landed, he does cleanse away, so that will be a flash burn for safety here, but the Sand Soldier's already close to taking on Arkman.
Yeah, very close calls here for UPLB. They will burn their summoners wisely, so they do escape with their lives. But with that being said, Slide, he snuck up in the top lane.
Slade making his way towards top lane. Mad God makes it away on his yellow bar. Will be turning to Mega Gnar pretty much soon. 2v1, gets the stun there. Two-man stun. Asta making his way to the top lane. Knocks off Dairo, gets the Spirit's Refuge for the protection, but that's not going to be enough for UP Los Baños to get away unscathed. That will be a re-engage for Slane with a Sejuani, but that would be a disengage in the top lane. Meanwhile, on the bot lane, we're seeing so much harassment coming from the Green Patriots.
Yeah, everyone is fighting all across the map, but nobody has died yet. So much action in this early phase, and for UPLB, they have to calm down a bit, try not to go over aggressive. They need to scale in order to go for these full-on 5v5 fights, and for DLSUD, they're playing very well around this window where Shen doesn't have the stand united yet, because that's going to shut down.
Hold that thought, Matt God's very low in health, very close to getting that permafrost, so that would be him very living on the edge here, not yet going to die just yet, but here comes Eminem, maybe go for the first blood here. That will be the Science Soldiers. One more shifting stance should do the trick, but the Blast Gun is there for a very clutch save for DLSUD.
Yeah, very close call there for Mad God. If Asta didn't burn Eminem's sums during that initial mid lane gank, the Azir would have had flash to potentially finish off the Gnar, so that gank paying off. But K, he's
really
a bit of trouble.
The heal was right at the right moment there. If he did not have his heal, he would be the dead man here. But teleport is incoming. First blood. Who will it go to? Will it be? Oh, the piercing arrow will miss. But still, it'll be Blaze. We're getting out the first blood.
Yeah, and with Mad God's TP being burned, that will give Dairo free time to farm in the top lane. And
but he did get a kill onto Ben, so that's not going to be a huge penalty for him. But it's the fact that this gives Dairo more room to push and maybe out-level this Gnar.
Yeah, of course, we know Gnar is a lane bully, but if he isn't in lane, he won't be able to punish the Shen. But he did pick up that kill, and it might potentially build into a Black Cleaver, Frozen Mallet, a very common combo we see on Gnar. That's just going to give Dairo such a hard time during the rest of this laning phase. Let's see how he plays it out.
So far, first blood went to Benz, immediately picking up the Serrated Dirk. So we will be seeing a Lethality Varus coming back here in the LCL Finals for the South Conference.
Yeah, because we've seen a lot of the Ginsu's Rage Blade Varus builds where you go for a more on-hit oriented build, really not utilizing abilities and using your auto attacks even more to go for these fights. But ooh, will K get caught out here? I don't think he will. He does have that Black Shield for safety.
And Slane won't overcommit towards that dangerous fog of war that UPLB has no vision just yet. They don't know where Asta is, so they'll try their best to just stay afar and just play it safe because First Blood has already been secured by their teammates, so why risk anything more? Because Azir, when he gets the resources, he can really dish out so much damage.
Okay, so let's look back at Lethality Varus. Like you said, we did mention that the on-hit Varus build was more popular, but with the Runes Reforged system, I think Lethality Varus could be making a comeback because he does deal a lot of poke, and having Azir, they have that other DPS option once we come to the team fight, so a switch up in build might throw off DLSUD here.
And I guess Slane has been spotted out by that zombie ward, so that's gonna give DLSUD some information where Slane is. But as for Asta, we see him in the blue side of UPLB.
Yeah, he's trying to path around because Eminem still doesn't have flash, and he overextends in this lane and gets hit by more CC. He could potentially go down for a gank, but whoa, will he find it? I don't think so.
Right now, Daru is level 6, so the Green Patriots, they really have to time their clashes here. They have to respect the fact that this Shen is level 6 and they can really start a fight where they can't even finish it or even win because that's going to be a 3v2. Perhaps if Asta is there, that could be a fair fight.
Yeah, and looking at both drafts here, but oh, there's a fight!
Eminem very low in health. He does cleanse away. The Stan United is here. Respect that global pressure. And with that said, Arkman will be down.
Yeah, you gotta respect the Shen ultimate at all times during the game. If you know that is up, you can't go for these very risky trades. And right there, Arkmon getting punished for it. Very well played by UPLB.
Yeah, we were just talking about the Shen having the Stan United up. And I guess for Arkman, he wasn't expecting that quick of a response. But when you're talking about a team fight here, that's going to be Dario really having his eyes all throughout his teammates' health bars to see who he can respond to.
Yeah, and looking at UPLB, their comp has a lot of safety, but it relies a lot on their ultimates and their abilities. So if DLSUD are able to play around that cooldown window, really try to pick their spot, knowing Stand United is down, go for these Ashe ultimates, go for these picks, they can potentially find a way to break this game wide open.
And yeah, with that said, I mean, I think Eminem is having a really sweet time in the mid lane, despite the fact that Zoe should have at least, killed him even once. But thanks to Daru, I don't think that's a problem just yet. Let's see how DLSUD will try and fight back what happened in the mid lane's mistake. And let's see if they can salvage their mistake.
Yeah, of course, Eminem, even though he was ganked fairly early, he did play safely enough so that he survived till he reached this point. But
oh boy,
this is very dangerous.
Great timing from Asta to spot out the Azir, but Slane just takes the kill out to Arma. A little bit of one-for-one trade here for the junglers, but we see Dash making his way in, and Daru cannot even respond just yet.
Asta's no flash.
He may just make it for the taunt here. Flash over the wall. Slane going on to Asta. Asta very low. Gets the permafrost. The Spirit's Refuge is there for the heal. And that would be Daru getting the kill onto Asta. Right? Meanwhile, Madgon making our form is here. Where's the ult? Only the two members misses Daru. 3v1 here. Madgon has to back away. But it'll be a response from K. He's here for the assist. But Madgon's very low. He will not survive. Dash gets the kill. And that will be Slane taking all of the kills for DLSUD.
Yeah, great cleanup there coming from UPLB, and the numbers advantage just paying off for them. They're able to outlast the members of DLSUD, and man, really well played by UP.
The Spirit's Refuge was there for the defense. I mean, that blocked some of the damage that I would say Daru was so close to
blocks
death.
a lot.
So far, and I think when you're talking about a Gnar who's heavily focused on two basic attacks, that was the key ingredient where Daru was able to outplay the Green Patriots. And in the end, they lost no members.
Yeah, and also, during the start of all that, great gank pulled off by Slime in the mid lane. They knew Arkmon didn't have any summoners left, so they instantly go for the burst onto the Zoe, and they're able to take her down. Very nice play.
And that Great play there for the UP Los Baños here, having great momentum in game 1. But looks like the Green Patriots trying to shut down that momentum. Ember's Divide is there, and that's not going to be cutting out there. That's going to be Arkman getting the sleep and taking down Eminem.
Yeah, and that is the strength of DLSUD's comp. If one of their CC abilities lands onto you, they can chain over and over and just root it in place forever like your AFK. And really, if you give up more of these picks, that'll let DLSUD move around the map even more, go for more of these objectives. And that's really what UPLB wants to avoid.
Yeah, and I was talking about the fact that Arkman had a good start. And compared to Eminem, he was not being oppressed that much. But after that gank, look at the CS difference and the KDA. Right now, Arkman is somehow a team member for DLSUD that he may be able to carry his team and for UP Los Baños to keep an eye out for.
Yeah, I definitely think Zoe is one of those very oppressive champions. Once she does get gold and snowballs, she deals a lot of her damage off of that Q. It's a very tricky ability to land in my opinion, but it's very rewarding if you do hit it. Deals a lot of burst.
And right now, I mean, 12 minutes, almost 12 minutes closing in, and the DLSUD, the Green Pages, they have yet to secure some crucial objectives here. Same as for UP Los Baños EX, they have yet to take down any first turret. So I guess still, this is still anyone's game, despite the fact that we are seeing a lot of gold concentrated onto their top laner and their jungler, which are just mid tanks.
Yeah, both of these teams still definitely posturing up, and this is a game 1 of a best of 5, so we can understand that they are in a feeling out process, both teams trying to react to what the other is throwing at them. But what I really want to see coming from DLSUD is play more around this Ashe ultimate, try to look for these picks, potentially onto Eminem in the mid lane, try to burn his cleanse, go for these picks with the Ashe ultimate global, and that's really going to be the way for them to come out on top this game.
And when you're talking about, let's say, what you want to see, I also want to see something that, in a way that they... Oh, what's that? The Chain Crusher will connect, but the arrow is there for the stun, denying so much damage for Benz.
Yeah, and Tom Kench just... We know Tom Kench is a very popular counter to these Ashe pick comps, and we saw right there, just a Devour from Tom Kench saves Benz. He's able to reposition, and the trade just ends right off that.
And so far, I guess the same thing goes for Ben. So he did land a Chain of Corruption. Then he wasn't able to stack his Blights and then use his Piercing Arrows. So in the end, both of them had not much of a fair trade here.
Yeah, you'd say an even trade having that Black Shield. And as far as his bot lane goes, once Benz is able to scale up this tier, which will, I do believe, build into a Manamune. You don't want to build Archangel Staff on an 80 carry Varus. He'll just deal so much more poke damage, and that's really just what they want to do. Go for these pokes, and once they're forced out of lane, go for the turret.
And I guess that's the game plan for UPLB. But for DLSUD, what's their game plan? What are they working towards here?
They're working towards looking for more picks, really. Just play around the tools they have. Land the Dark Binding, chain that into a Sleepy Bubble, chain that into an Ashe Arrow. Look for members of UPLB that are out of position, but we haven't seen as much proactiveness from them. A bit of passive play, perhaps, because they're respecting the amount of safety that the Shen and the Tom Kench provides for UPLB.
And not just the Tom Kench itself. Asta is not really being much of a not showing much of a presence here, but look at that connect on to Eminem out of the fog of war here. Arkman gets an easy pick up onto Eminem.
Just Zoe thinks, man. I mean, you get hit by the bubble, she lands her max range Q onto you, and you're just dead. And not so much damage.
Not much of a reaction time here for Eminem. Caught him by surprise here. So, and again, the bubble does connect onto Slain. No follow-up there from DLSUD, but man, that is the power of the Zoe, and that's the reason why you need to play some wards there under the fog of war.
Yeah, a very strong burst there, and like you said, whoa, there's a fight!
Two members locking out in the Riverside. UP Los Baños has the upper hand here. Two tanks closing in onto Madcon. He's not even close to Yellow Bar here, but here comes Dash for the assist, and with Slain taking out Madcon. Three members converge to the top lane. Sleep will connect onto Slain, but no Q will connect from the Zoe.
Arkman needs to be careful.
Making his way towards Arkman. He does have the flash, holding onto his W. The taunt will not connect because of the Black Shield, but here comes Eminem, fresh from the fountain with the Emperor's Divide. No members will fall, and there's the Stand United from extra protection for the mid laner. of UPLB.
That almost went disastrous for UPLB. Trying to overreach for more of these kills, but if Eminem didn't flash away, the Zoe Q would have landed onto him, but whoa, we see a teleport from Mad God. Benz.
Coming in, flash bird by Benz. That would be his safety here, but right now in the top lane, we're seeing again an extended team fight here. There's the Devourer. Where's the secure? Artman gets away with his ult, but will not survive. Dash takes the kill, and now left alone. K cannot run away. He's a bit low on mana here. Kind of low on mana here. Gets the slow on the tongue lash, and that's going to be Daru taking down the kill.
Yeah, Zoe ult makes her very mobile, but one thing that it isn't is an escape. If you do blink away, you will pop back fairly soon. And with that being said, all of the UPLB members collapsing onto the top lane. That means DLSD have a window to take the mounted with Benz. You don't have flash.
He does not have the flash, but was aiming for a trade here. But with that said, DLSD Dasmariñas takes away the Mountain Drake. But for UP Los Baños, they will be trading that away for the first turret of the game.
Yeah, let's see if DLSUD are able to translate this Mountain Drake into objectives for their team, because right now UPLB, they do have a turret advantage, so that definitely works in their favor. It's going to give the Gnar a long lane and just give Daru so much more time to pressure up the top lane.
And so far, nearing 70 minutes into the game, UP Los Baños takes away the first turret. Meanwhile, DLSUD will be going for more of a late game objective, the Mountain Drake. But we have to see. They have to push, but we're not seeing a heavy push being composition. We don't see this Jarvan being proactive. We don't see this Jarvan going to lane because he is scared of that Stan United that Daru always hangs on to.
Yeah, it's definitely a critical window that DLSUD have to play around. If the Stand United is up, they have to respect that ability. And whoa.
Very close call for Eminem. That Darkbind just misses by a hairline here. So far, Arkman can go for all in because we did see the power that Arkman has on the Zoe. The bubble will connect onto Slane. He'll be backing off. So members right now, they're roaming around the map, getting a taste of each other, getting to know how much damage they can deal as of this moment.
Yeah, and we're nearing that 18-minute mark, and we're going to see a bit of core items already completed from both teams. The Black Cleaver onto Mad God will just help him in the 1v1 versus Shen. Like we mentioned, this is Lethality Virus. Nice flash.
Nice flash indeed for Arkman, but a close call for Eminem. He was actually very close to eating that bubble. And with that said, Arkman will be getting away with his summoners.
Yeah, and UPLB, they're setting up. They're constantly chipping away at the outer turrets of DLSUD. And this is what they have to do. They need to use that Varus poke right there. We did mention this is a Lethality Varus. So those piercing arrows, if they land full onto you, you will have a very painful time, and that will just allow them to go for more chip damage. And look right here, there's nobody to defend the towers of DLSUD.
And I think with that said, UP Los Baños, they're offering more and more pressure compared to DLSU Dasmariñas. So I think this is going to be more of a pushing game here. And they have the Azir and the Varus. They don't need to be close. They don't need to be the ones to engage onto the Green Patriots because they have the luxury. They have the, let's say, the confidence to just poke them from afar. And their only problem is Zoe.
Yeah, UPLB, their game plan doesn't revolve around them constantly going for these picks. Their game plan is revolved around going for sieges, working with the safety that Shen and Tahm Kench provide. Whereas DLSUD, they want to be proactive, but that's just being shut down by the safety, the protection coming from UPLB.
But let's see if that protection will be enough for UPLB to secure the game 1. But right now, Mad God going in for 2v1, gets the ultimate on to Slay, and the stun will connect. He just pops out of that Mega Gnar, will be escaping here. So I guess right now, at this point of this game here, near 20-minute mark, the Baron will be live. So I think, Gista, this is the moment where we see where the game kind of sometimes tenses up, because when an important objective like the Baron does spawn and the next Drake is the Mountain, you get to really see how this pressure can test the players.
Yeah, of course, we call that the Baron dance. Both teams will be tested because they're going to want to set up vision, and versus a pick comp with all of those ranged CC options from DLSUD, when UPLB is warding up that area, they need to be very careful. They need to stay grouped up because if one of them gets caught out, their comp will just get shut down. And Almost Eminem.
Almost. That if that Dark Bind landed onto Eminem, he's a dead man there. So close call indeed for Eminem.
He did have cleanse though.
He did have cleanse, but still, it's the fact that when you cleanse out the dark binding, you still have to deal with that bubble. So maybe a timing here, but for right now, Arkman, big trouble, gets locked down by the Glacial Prison, immediately gets bursted, but Slane gets the kill. That would be a two-man Cataclysm lockdown. But with that said, I think Asta changes his mind, flashing away without any regrets.
Yeah, great play there from the Sejuani. He knows Arkmon doesn't have flash. He's able to pick up the kill, and the wave clear being down for DLSUD, that'll allow UP Los Baños to just chip down this tower. And with that being said, they're just taking every outer turret across the map, and now the map is just theirs.
The map is wide open here. 3 turrets in the hands of UPLB and a great response from Dash. That's going to be the power of the Top Gun's Abyssal Voyage.
Yeah, there's so much proactivity coming from UPLB's comp, and DLSUD, they aren't really able to counter at the moment because of so much safety provided by the members of UPLB.
Oh my god, the jungle is theirs. UP Los Baños takes away the territory. They are invading the space of the Green Patriots here, and with that said, I think that's going to be bad trouble here. That's going to be engaged onto Asta under a turret here. And that's going to be another easy pickup for Slane. I don't know what the members of the Green Patriots are thinking right now, leaving behind Arkman just to get ganged up on four beefy champions.
Yeah, UPLB, they're definitely turning up the tempo. They're accelerating the pace of the game. They know they're powerful at this stage, so they're going to take anything they want from DLSUD. I wonder, how can DLSUD respond to this?
And I think for DLSUD, the way that they can respond to this is that don't be too aggressive, because at this point, I don't think they should be the one responding. They have the Zoe, might as well go for a poke. But that's not how the Jarvan and the Gnar behaves. They want to go all in, want to take down the champions, close in the gap here. But when you're seeing an Azir and a Varus, that's very challenging. And with that said, UP Los Baños makes the playing field equal, takes away the second Drake of the game and their first Mountain Drake.
Yeah, and I think this deficit that DLSUD is facing at the moment really stems just from the pick and ban phase, really, because UPLB, they countered all of the options that DLSUD have by picking so much safety versus a pick comp which relies on taking down these out-of-position targets of UPLB. It just shut down the win condition for DLSUD, and UPLB, they're just working towards their win condition better.
And when you're talking about win conditions, DLSUD's window of opportunity, the room of failure is closing in, because at this point, smallest mistakes, smallest pickups can lead to their defeat. Because when you're talking about a late game scaling composition such as what UPLB has, but I know, okay, let's just say that DLSUD, they also have the late game scaling composition. The Gnar is there, same with the Zoe. But you're talking about the range that the Azir and Varus has over them. See, they're just so scared. Just pop that Q, make the sound. The sound that it makes is just more than enough for them to try and scramble around.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with that. Once the late game comes, the Jarvan will be super tanky. The Gnar will be such a huge factor in a team fight.
Their wombo combo, I'm still looking out for that Gnar-Van combo.
Yeah, but right now, they're gonna have to deal with a split-pushing Shen, a fed Varus, a fed Azir. They're under so much pressure. They're just so far away.
Oh, and that would be the Crystal Arrow missing its mark. Slane gets the full blow of that Q, but doesn't feel that much of a pain here. And I think this is, in a way, putting more pressure to DLSU Dasmariñas, because it's a matter of the fact that UP Los Baños, they're playing on the blue side. They're facing the Baron, and they have an Azir and a Varus. This is just disastrous for DLSUD, because when you're playing on the blue side and you have a full composition like the Varus and the Azir, aren't you at a big disadvantage?
Yeah, as far as vision setup goes, it's definitely easier for UPLB at this stage to control that jungle area, to really dictate how the Baron dance goes. And with the pressure being exerted by Daru, it just forces the members of DLSUD apart. And the Shen is so much impressive as far as split pushing goes. And How can Mad God deal with this?
And the only way that Mad God can try and fix this problem is when a team fight does happen and he sees Daeru going for the stand United, all he can do is respond because you want to land that crucial ultimate, but where's the damage? I don't see this Ashe picking up a Runans. I don't see this Ashe picking up items that will help dish out more damage. Let's say the CCs do connect for the LSUD. UPLB will just out-damage them because they have an Azir.
Okay, face check.
Oh god, you don't want to face check at this point of this game where
That might be
UPLB,
Baron.
they have all the control of the red side here. And I think that's going to be a safe call here. Ignite has been burned by Arkman. And could this be the Baron though?
They can possibly go for the Baron, but I think they're respecting the ability of DLSUD to poke them down. They have that poke range with the Zoe, and I think they're just going to go for more cleared vision here because Eminem got chunked by Arkmon, so he was forced back. And I think that will be a bit of breathing room for DLSUD.
See, you see it. You see how DLSUD behave, but look at the damage that they were dealing onto Mad God. But going back to what I was saying, when you're playing a best of 5 series and you're playing against a team, you can see how the team would behave. Okay, Eminem is low. Let's not risk it. That's what I think DLCD can use. I mean, the mind games here that, let's say, Arkman takes down Eminem just in a blink of an eye. They don't have the Azir, and maybe that could be their win condition. Take down Eminem first, go for a heavy engage, and possibly secure the game.
Yeah, but going for a heavy engage
It's risky.
The riskiest choice for DLSUD.
But if they don't go for an engage at this point, UPLB will just continue to control the Baron pit because they have the Azir and the Varus. They have so much range here. Look at that.
DLSUD, they need to be careful approaching this objective because if UPLB turns for a fight, they do have that Glacial Prison option to engage. And there, he can't use Stand United.
But that'll be Mad God on the red. He's buying time for his team, denying the Stand United. But know that Mad God is on a timer here. His red bar is almost low. Uses his ultimate to try and take down Daeru, but he will just be surviving this trade-off.
Oh my god.
And in the end, comes out on top.
Great solo kill there from Daeru. He's able to survive, and once he knew Gnar was squishy, he's able to take down that global pressure from DLSUD and numbers advantage on the map for UPLB right now. If they go for a fight, here, Stand United is up.
Stand United is up, but there is also the pressure. They would just go for the pressure in the bot lane, buying time for this Shed, but a fight will break, and Arkman's very low. That's going to be him just walking it away. Slay is there, but a two-man knockup is there from Asta. Benz takes down Wigato. Asta just walks away. He could not do much there. He did not have his Cataclysm just at the right time. Used it at the wrong target, and that would be Arkman. Look at the damage he's dealing in the Baron. Members of UPLB are very, very low. Teleport incoming, but Eminem just shuts down that poke. Shuts down the mid laner and takes away the jungler. 3-member just obliterated in the Baron pit.
That was a very messy fight. Whoa, Slay! You need to be very careful.
Very close call, and I think UPLB played that correctly because Eminem sacrificed himself to take away that Baron, and for Eminem to just take away Arkman was the key condition, the key ingredient to win and secure a very risky Baron.
Yeah, Eminem, he had enough of Arkman constantly tossing out these paddle stars and poking them down. So he just took matters into his own hands, really just sacrificing. Oh, he wins.
He wins the trade-off with the Cloud Drake in the hands of UPLB. But what happened there was... Wait, did something go bad? Did something go wrong here, Chisto? But let's look at the replay here. Break it down for us.
This is the numbers advantage working out well for UPLB because they knew Gnar wasn't on the map. They can take any fight they want because if DLSUD does engage, Stand United is available. And right now, they're just forcing DLSUD. They're forcing their hand. They're going for this Baron. And
yeah, we're talking about the numbers advantage here, but this teleport, they don't back off here. So was this UPLB just baiting DLSUD?
This was UPLB being decisive. We know we can take the Baron. We're going to go for this objective, and we're going to win the game off of that. And right now, they're in the driver's seat.
And they took away that Baron just like it was... I really like the point that when Eminem took matters to his own hands, I thought that DLSUD had a chance to take away the Baron. But once Arkman was taken down, that just went out the window. So for UPLB, They know who to target. Arkman deals so much damage, yes, but it's the fact that it's a single target. And let's say you burn down, you burst on Eminem, members will just be piling up here. I mean, look at Benz taking away, already completing the Manimune and chipping down that mid lane inhibitor turret and snipes down K.
Yeah, Lethality Varus, that's just what he does. He's gonna toss out these arrows at you and just chunk you for your entire health bar. And the siege setup coming from UPLB is very good because if you do try to go and jump in, stand united, devour, Emperor's Divide, there's so much safety coming from UPLB, and the poke as well coming from both Eminem and Benz. It's so oppressive, and if UPLB wants to take a fight, they have the Sejuani, and that's just the strength of their draft, and now they're already knocking down the second inhibitor.
May go for the top lane because we see a massive wave incoming for the Green Patriots. So for Asta, very low on health, halfway there.
Oh, I think we're gonna see a fight.
Goes into Arkman, really focusing onto that Zoe. Tries to make it away here. Let's see, will there be a snipe from the Varus? There will be the Chain of Corruption going into 4 members. It will fully connect. Benz takes down K and follow that up. Dash takes down Asta. And no members can try and re-engage here. Wigat though cannot even do anything without any peel and protection. But UPLB,
whoa,
they're getting a bit greedy here, diving that turret, and Arkman takes down, and that's going to be Mangon taking a shot on gold onto Slane. Benz is blinking red, very low in health, but Dayru just soaking up a 2v1.
Will he take down Arkman here though? He will pop back.
He will pop back, and that would be Dayru plus Dash working together, securing Arkman, and maybe, possibly, yes, it will be Game 1.
Yeah, maybe this is UPLB striking first in this best of 5. Benz deals so much damage, and I think that this is the game, Vulcan.
Yes, with that being said, Game 1 goes to UP Los Baños. This is the best of 5 series, but looks like the momentum will be on their side.
Yeah, great game there coming from UPLB. Definitely very textbook. And for DLSUD, their comp demanded that they play proactively. Unfortunately, the picks, the counter picks really coming in big for UPLB. DLSUD weren't able to set up these Ash arrows, these picks across the map because of all the safety options. And I wonder, how will they reset for the next pick, and how will they re-strategize versus UPLB?
But we'll see that after the short break here. We have been the Shoutcasters. My name is Vulcan, and with me is Chisto. We'll be back for Game 2 for the finals of the South Conference Series of the LCL. Fight will break, and Arkman's very low. That's going to be him just walking in away. Slane is there, but the 2-man knockup is there from Asta. Benz takes down Wigato. Asta just walks away. He could not do much there. He did not have his cataclysm just at the right time. Used it at the wrong target, and that would be Arkman. Look at the damage he's dealing in the Baron. Members of UPLB are very, very low. Teleport incoming, but Eminem just shuts down that pole. Shuts down the mid laner. It takes away the jungler. 3 members just obliterated in the Baron pit. That was Slane.
We're gonna see a fight.
Goes into Arkman, really focusing onto that Zoe. Tries to make it away here. Let's see, will there be a snipe from the Varus? There will be the Chain of Corruption going into 4 members. It will fully connect. Benz takes down K and follow that up. Dash takes down Asta, and no members can try and re-engage here. Wigat though cannot even do anything without any peel and protection. But UPLB, they're getting a bit greedy here, diving that turret, and Arkman takes down, and that's going to be Mangon taking a shot on gold onto Slane. Benz is blinking red, very low in health, but Dayru just soaking up a 2v1.
Will he take down Arkman here though? He will pop back.
He will pop back, and that would be Dayru plus Dash working together, securing Arkman, and maybe, possibly, yes, it will be Game 1.
Yeah, maybe this is UPLB striking first in this best of 5. Benz deals so much damage, and I think that this is the game, folks.
Yes, with that being said, Game 1 goes to UP Los Baños. This is the best of 5 series, but
Not enough Garena shells to buy the latest League of Legends skin? On sale now? Get shells anytime, anywhere with your Globe or Touch mobile number. Go to gamer.com.ph and sign up with your mobile number and enter the verification code you will receive via SMS. Log in and choose the game and pin you want. Check out to purchase the pin with your load or through your postpaid account and receive the pin on your phone instantly. Never miss a sale on your favorite League of Legends skins and champions with Gamer.
A really well-placed target. Back, and the back plus the kill tap has landed.
Boyan of Montalon Swain gonna go in for the kill, and that is gonna be Demigod. Gold Elephant also comes in as well. Nocturne with the paranoia. The gap in like to secure the edge. Okay, there's a flash in, and Pickups habol dito. Wow, the damage.
Good afternoon, Summoners, and welcome back to the Garena LoL Collegiate League Summer 2017. My name is Vulcan, and with me is Gista, your shoutcasters, entering Game 2 of the Best of 5 series for the South Conference Finals.
Of course, during the previous games, the proactivity from UPLB really building momentum in this series. They were able to come out on top, strike first blood in the Best of 5. I wonder how will DLSUD bounce back, because right now there's a daunting task in front of them.
So far, my opinion, the LSUD, they still have what it takes to take away one game and try and shape it to their momentum. But for
Bold prediction.
Huh?
Bold prediction.
Yeah, bold prediction indeed. But for UP Los Baños, I'm pretty sure that from the Game 1 momentum, they will just steamroll and possibly take away Game 2.
Yeah, of course. Let's recap what happened during that game. DLSUD, they set up a pick comp, but the protection, the safety, the strategy coming from UPLB just really too much. So DLSUD, back to the drawing board here. They need to think up of a new strategy, try and deal with what UPLB will throw at them.
And so far, this is going to be Game 2. And the standings right now is 1-0. With UP Los Baños taking away Game 1, let's move on to the drafting phase to see how this Game 2 will pan out. Will the Green Patriots DLSU Dasmarinas take away Game 2? We'll see right now in the drafting phase.
Okay, I'm very excited to see how DLSUD reacts to what UPLB will throw. We have switched sides now, so that means first pick will be going over to DLSU Dasman. Already a adjustment being made. They ban out Slain Sejuani, which was a key factor in securing the win for UPLB during that first game. And for the first pick, Tristana being hovered.
And when you're talking about, let's say, not having sustained damage, like in Game 1, DLSUD, they learned their mistakes and picks up a hyper carry ADC like Tristana.
Yeah, if they do lock in this Tristana, it will give them that option for scaling, a lot more wave clear, and it is locked in. So Wigato, he has his work cut out for him now. He needs to act as DLSUD's carry. And for UPLB, they are hovering over the Janna and Misfortune, of course. We know Janna, very oppressive pick, and it is locked in. Now with Janna, UPLB have that option for disengage. They can reset team fights. If DLSUD pulls the trigger, UPLB has a proper shield to deal with that.
And when you're talking about a Janna, that can really screw up your whole plan. Not to mention your hard engages such as the Jarvan and the Tristana's reset will mean nothing when the monsoon does fully, rather, time correctly. When you're talking about the suspense where the clash does happen, when the Janna times it just at the right moment, that can ruin all the momentum that DLSUD were trying in that clash.
Yeah, and looking at what else has been picked up here, the Nami for DLSUD also does provide a lot of what Janna gives to the team. Protection, disengage, the option to go for these huge knockups with their abilities. Well, as for UPLB, Misfortune, very interesting pickup here, but not that much of a switch up because I do believe this Misfortune will also be building towards that lethality. deal the same role as Varus during that previous game. Just gonna poke down the members of DLSUD, and for UPLB, this comp is just perfect for sieging. No switch up from their strategy, sticking with what gave them the first win.
And seeing the same routine, having more sustained damage compared to DLSUD. Oriana and Jarvan are mostly, burst champions, but when you're talking about Tristana, they would really have to benefit onto Wigato. I mean, put all cards onto him, and hopefully we'll see the Green Patriots perhaps taking away Game 2, or maybe UPLB with their, I would say, rather great, in my opinion, their draft actually outclasses DLSUD.
Yeah, I have to point out that the biggest difference from this game with the previous game is there is no Shen, there is no Tom Kench. There's no more Stand United global pressure, which is really what shut down most of what DLSUD wanted to do during that first game, and without that option left, maybe that's the window of opportunity DLSUD needs to build momentum of their own.
So, we'll be loading onto the Rift pretty shortly, but let's see. So far, I'm pretty confident with the draft coming from DLSUD. A step up from Game 1, yes, but for UPLB, their Game 2 draft looks rather intimidating.
Yeah, they have a lot of that late game scaling because Maokai, we all know, he's very, very tanky, very hard to kill. And with so much more zone control and safety coming from this Janna and the Anivia as well, it kind of creeps up on you how oppressive Anivia's wall is. If you place it properly, it can really mess up the pathing of your champions, and that could be the key factor in this team fight. Like, one well-placed wall could shut down an entire engage by blocking off one entire section of a choke point.
And when you're talking about terrain advantage, we have the Anivia and the Jarvan, so let's see which champion or which team will be the first ones to pull the trigger in this Game 2 of the Best of 5 series of the South Conference Finals.
Yeah, I really want to see DLSUD begin playing more proactively, because even though they had the tools during the previous game, they weren't allowed to act upon it because there was so much safety. And right now, we're going to head into the game.
This is Game 2 of DLSU Dasmariñas on the blue side versus UP Los Baños on the red side, with UP Los Baños taking away the first game. Right now at Game 2, let's see if the Green Patriots can fight back.
Okay, I don't think any team would be interested to go for a level 1 invade here, and they're going to go for point defense. And what that is they're going to block off all of the entrances to their jungle, spot out anyone going for these cheesy wards, and try to potentially find where the other jungler is starting. So very smart from both of these teams, starting out very passively here, not going for those risky, over-aggressive moves.
And when you're talking about risk, I think it will not be on DLSUD's plan to perform any risky stunts when you're entering Game 2, because one mistake and you're already at match point. That's the pressure that this game has on DLSUD. Whereas for UPLB, 1 point is one step closer to be crowned the champions of the South Conference. So let's see how this game will pan out. And I think for DLSUD, let's hope that they have learned something substantial in Game 1.
Yeah, taking back momentum in the series is definitely a priority for De La Salle Dasmariñas during this game. They need to start out well. And looking at how their comp works, they're going to rely a lot on these huge AoE ultimates and work towards these 5v5 team fights, which they didn't have during the previous game. So during the early laning phase, before they hit level 6, I expect them to just try and scale, try to farm up as much as they can, get more gold in their pockets, get these items to deal even more damage during these team fights.
And when you're talking about late game scaling champions, both teams have an equal share of it, but right now look at the bottom lane getting harassed a bit too much here. We're seeing already that this Tristana is getting pushed in really deep, and look at the damage from this Miss Fortune. I don't think Wigato is having a good time in the bot lane.
Yeah, I mean, during the Runes Reforged chains, where we did see a switch up in how runes and masteries work, we did see a rise in popularity for AD carry Miss Fortune. Running Arcane Comet on her is very oppressive because it adds so much more poke to her kit, and if you aren't able to work around that poke, you're just gonna get bullied in lane. But Wigato does have the heal, but oh, Slide is going for Gag.
Guys, Slang goes in for the hog, burns the flash, and gets the first blood for Eminem. Double teleport incoming. But the Asta a bit out of position, misses the combo, forcing out his flash. That's going to be UP Los Baños capitalizing on the mistakes of the Green Patriots.
There is Ignivia. Okay, man, that was disastrous for the LSUD. UPLB just earlier to the trigger right there. They're able to pick up 2 kills, and man, if Kha'Zix snowballs, if Anivia gets enough mana to sustain in lane, it's going to be very hard for DLSUD. So looking at the mid lane matchup, now that Arcmon is down a kill, he will now be forced to just try and farm. This will be a farm lane, but for Anivia, picking up that early kill, she will be able to recall here and pick up what I do believe is a Tear of the Goddess. You see right there. And that will just help Anivia scale so well into the late game. Unlimited mana pool, just having that ultimate up for so long. It's going to be so much more control for UPLB.
And you're talking about a first blood lead going on to Eminem. This is a good start for UPLB. This is kind of a mirror of what we saw in game 1.
Oh
Look
my
at the
God.
burst coming from the bot lane duo of UPLB, forcing out a heal and rather his barrier. So the heal from the Nami and the barrier from the summoners will be the saving grace for Wigato. A very, very close call.
Okay, like we said, DLSUD does have that late game scaling, but they need to work towards that. They aren't at a point in the game where they can go for these aggressive fights unless Asta is there. The Jarvan needs to act as their bridge towards the late game, but with UPLB pulling the trigger first, this just gives so much more of a mountain to climb for DLSU Dasma.
I want to ask your opinion, Chisto. How do you feel about AD Cannons? Would this be an AD Cannon, or rather, Cannon tops in general, against this preseason environment?
I think if you run the AD on Kennen and run Lethal Tempo runes, that would be very effective because on-hit Kennen was very popular. And with the new rune system in check, like I said, I think AD Kennen would be favored over the AD Kennen. Let's just see how Mad God opts to build.
Yeah, I mean, I'm asking you, how do you feel Kennen in general in the top lane? Because normally when you're talking about preseason, I think when the preseason hit hard, it was a solid message that the tanks are mostly the home base here in the top lane. But when you're talking about carries like the Gnar and the Jace, those are acceptable. But a Cannon, is this what DLSU Dasmarinas need?
I think Kennen would be able to deal with Daeru on Maokai as far as the laning phase goes. But once we go onto these 5-on-5 fights, if Mad God doesn't get a good flank, he'll just get knocked back by the Janna ultimate. So as far as laning phase goes, I have to favor the Kennen. But when we go into these full-on 5v5s, if Kennen doesn't get a good position, it's going to be very hard to dish out all of your damage.
And looks like we're seeing some action in the river. We're spotting out Slain. Spotted by a ward here. Asta still running his Jarvan, wants to say hello, meets his eyes in the river. But the Green Patriots, they know that they don't want to risk anything more. They did lose a lot. I mean, a lot in the mid lane last year.
Yeah, I don't think Asta would be interested to go for a fight versus Slain because he already has his serrated Dirk, while Jarvan went for the Tracker's Knife. So more combat stats over to the Kha'Zix. If they do go for that isolated 1v1, Jarvan would be at a disadvantage.
And yes, when you're talking about a Kha'Zix getting the first kill and picking up some assists, that's going to be a huge boost in gold. And immediately picking up the serrated Dirk is a bonus, plus the boost of speed. So, meanwhile for Asta, gets the jungler item, gets the Stalker's Knife here for more vision. So I guess for the Green Patriots here, they are going for the safe game here. But meanwhile Excelsior, they're going for more aggressive itemization.
Yeah, they want to dish out as much damage as
Waiting
they
for
can.
level 6.
Whoa, there is no Howling Gale.
Level 6 will not hit just yet, and Dash flashes out, but there is the mine for Wigan to secure. There's the bullet time here, not going to connect out too much. There will be a tower dive. No, not a tower dive, but the Dragon Strike will be the killing blow onto Ben.
The patience pays off for DLSUD. They waited for Dash to burn his Howling Gale. And that's the window of opportunity that the Jarvan needed. He bided his time, waited out of vision, and just a very patiently executed gank for DLSUD puts them right back in this game.
for their balling, yes, and that's their win condition, right? I mean, make the Tristana well-fed and rely on Migato's damage. But for the top lane side, I'm not sure I can say the same thing because, okay, we're going to be expecting maybe a split pushing cannon here, but I'm not sure if this is what the LSUD needs because when you're looking at the overall comp and you see a Janna, I don't think Mashguard can be that impactful, but what do I know? Let's see it in action.
Yeah, like I mentioned, Kennen needs to go for these flanks versus the Janna especially because Kennen, he needs to go into the middle of these fights in order to make use of that slicing maelstrom.
But we're talking about a Janna
exactly
here, and then a Nivea.
Yeah, that's just gonna knock you back and give you such a hard time in lane.
Oh, what's this? Might go for a very risky engage here, but that would be, oh, hey, did not see it coming, but Slay does not see this Nami in the red side for UPLB. That would be just meeting eyes.
Yeah, Kane needs to be very careful trying to challenge lane in the jungle or else he'll just get immediately bursted. Of course, supports are very squishy, especially versus the Kha'Zix.
And you're waiting for Slay to get that Duskblade. Once he gets that Duskblade,
oh, we love Duskblade.
That's going to be a nightmare for Kay and Wigaton, and not to mention for Arcman.
Yeah, and you did mention DLSUD's win condition. Wigato, this Tristana, all eyes on him to carry this game. But oh, Asta
does not get the full blow just yet. There's the flash to cut him off. Asta reverses it with a shockwave, but there's the stopwatch just for one man shockwave, and they will still commit on the UPLB. Eminem box his heel. There's Mako with a slashing maelstrom. Eminem turns it away. Darkman goes in for the flash and pumps the egg Nivea, but Deiru takes down Asta, and Arcman gets the kill. And here comes Dash responding to Eminem, but the clash just ended here. We'll see.
Man, Dash is so fast through these roams, and whoa, he actually picked up Arcman, and will Mad God get away?
That's gonna be Mad God. Really testing his tempo here, but there's Talbot incoming. The battle of the supports are here in the top lane Riverside.
Yeah, I wonder how much time can Dash actually buy here. Everybody's collapsing.
The Monsoon will buy time and buying more time for Slay to catch up and clean up the fight. UP Los Baños comes out on just a slither of health.
That was such an extended fight. It started with Slime going down first, and he's actually the last guy to pick up the last kill. Such an extended fight from both teams, really, and Dash and K roaming up, so proactive on these supports, and man, both teams really trying to get on top.
We're going to be seeing that Matt will be picking up the Proto Belt for his cannon, so we might not be seeing the one you're talking about, Chista, but when it comes to that trade up in the top lane where Slane was the last one to come back to the fight, I'm pretty sure that UPLB were the ones who came out on top and got most out of their goal here because, okay, for DLCD they did a good job taking away 3 kills, but for UPLB they took away 4 kills. That is going to be a good start for UP Los Baños, and for DLSUD, they had a good momentum coming back to this game too. That kind of blew it when they extended the team fight.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you there. Oh, Wigato will get chunked out, my god.
Oh, look at the damage. I don't think Wigato is having a good time in the bot lane.
Okay, so let's go back. Mad God, Kennen. He will be building that Proto Belt, which will signal that he is opting for an AP build. Well, that means Dare will have an easier time itemizing versus him because even though Mad God will deal a lot of burst in the
hold that thought,
game,
Asta is in trouble here. I mean, he's getting picked up by 2 members of UPLB, and that's going to be a huge chunk of damage. Asta reverts it with a shockwave combo. Eminem gets taken down, a reverse from the LSUD.
Yeah, so much trading happening across the map. Whoa, Benz!
Very low on health, and that's going to be Wigato with a well-timed Aqua Prison for the kill. Looks like the Green Patriots, they're showing their game strong, coming back to this game too.
Yeah, they're definitely fighting back, trying, working their hardest to get the momentum back in the series. And right now, things all even up. The game is still in anyone's hands, really.
I mean, they're almost 30 minutes into the game, and so far, a good game we're seeing so far. I don't see any team having a huge advantage just yet. A completely different game that we're seeing since game 1. I think this is a wake-up call for the Green Patriots, whereas Excelsior will try you know, secure more momentum in their game too, because right now they did have a good start, good draft, a powerful draft. Let's see how they will use it.
Yeah, but speaking of advantages, core items being completed by the side of UP Las Bañas right here. Duskblade already on the Kha'Zix. We know he'll be very strong if he's able to chain that. But DLSUD, they're going for a sneaky bush trap here.
So I think Dash's senses are tingling just a bit, but he does not know that it'll be 3 members. Looks like we'll be seeing Slane.
Oh, 200 IQ Dash right there. He knows.
Something is up.
He knows they were there. I got you.
See, the mind games will not work onto Dash. Perhaps maybe saw a glimpse.
He's playing Forecast Jana. He knows the weather.
He knows what's gonna be foggy and what's gonna be dark in the bot lane. So great prediction from Dash, or great instinct there.
Yeah, but speaking of instincts, I think the LSUD know that Slime is hanging around their jungle area. They're trying to look for him. He's on the wrong side of the map, really.
Slane has Duskblade and goes in for Arc, but instead a Shockwave will connect, and that's going to be Slane overcommitting. Perhaps the downfall for UP Las Bañas in the red side jungle. Looks like the bot lane is also feeling the wrath of the Patriots here in the bottom lane side, but a trade-off will happen in the bottom lane. Dash takes down the support. K will be out of commission for now.
Yeah, that is a 2-for-1 across the map, but Mad God, he is in a bit of trouble. He will be able to go away, but man, so much fighting across the map, pre-15 minutes. And all this action happening, I think it really favors DLSUD, because during that previous game, we saw they weren't able to be proactive, but with UPLB constantly forcing these skirmishes, DLSUD constantly coming out on top, it just gives them so much more gold, and it will work in their favor as they're going to be able to take down this mid lane tower, and will open up the map so much for DLSUD, allow Arcmon to roam and provide utility for the rest of his team.
And we're talking about the first turret going towards DLSUD. They also took away the first blood, am I correct? Yeah. First blood also went to the hands for, rather the UPLB took away the first blood from that mid lane fiasco, the gank that went horribly wrong for DLSUD, but they make it up. They take away the first turret.
Yeah, I think with UPLB accelerating the pace at they played, they needed Anivia to scale, but by forcing so many more fights, the Anivia wasn't able to stay in lane, wasn't able to get even more scaling items. She did pick up the Rod of Ages, which did help, but it accelerated her too much, and they overreached. They will get punished by the mid lane tower going down.
And I can see 3 members in the river of the LSUD's red side. The Drake has not yet been taken by anyone. They're just testing each other because
Slime is up here.
Waiting for the right time. Uses up his time in the top lane. Looking for the right time here because first turn immediately went down towards the LSUD. And what can UPLB do to counter that first turn? To take away at least 2 turrets away from the Green Patriots. Meanwhile, Excelsior really pressuring Mad God, really aiming to take down that top lane.
Yeah, they're forcing Mad God here with Dehir scaring him off. The cannon will be forced to recall, and with Slime being up here as well, I think this will be an uncontested tower for UPLB, tying up the turret score, and just like that, gold back to near even, I should say.
I guess that's going to be one of a play that UPLB likes to do, because don't risk too much when you're at a disadvantage. Obviously, that's common knowledge, but for UPLB, they'll try and respond to this Ocean Drake, but they can't. No vision placed here. Right after these Ocean Drakes, they could go down to the bot lane and things can get ugly.
Yeah, let's see. How will UPLB respond? They have members onto that Rift Herald, which will help them possibly go for a siege, but at this stage, this is what DLSUD wants. This is where they wanted to end up at this stage of the game. A Tristana that had a fairly safe laning phase, an Orianna that is scaling, and man, this is DLSUD's chance to come out on top. Let's see, can they close out?
I mean, when you talk about closing out, that's gonna be like there's a guarantee that you would win this game, but nothing's a guarantee until the Nexus is destroyed or close to destruction. And so far, this is anyone's game. UPLB, they're just doing a good job stalling, but like what I always love to say, Gisto, when the Baron spawns, the behavior changes.
Yeah, I really love those Baron dances, Vulcan. And like we said, we've seen teams mess up the setup for that Baron, and it really cost them these games. Like, it's been a window for most teams to come back if the enemy team doesn't work around that Baron area properly. And UPLB, they are doing a good job of stalling.
So, good job indeed for
Good job.
UP Los Baños right now. The Baron will be live really soon. And when you're talking about pressure, top lane needs to be secured, but Slane making his way in. Goes the jump.
Oh my god, dude.
Okay. Idle wave is there. The bullet time. Oh my goodness. Looks like Benz will be canceling his own bullet time there. Instead, just walks it off.
Yeah, he knew he was dead, so he canceled his bullet time right there. Because he knew K was super low, that regardless of what happened, they would have been able to pick up the kill, and that will shut down the move that DLSUD was moving towards his top lane, because they did rotate Wigato and K to try and take down the tower, but a numbers advantage for UPLB means they're able to hold for much longer.
And closing in the 20-minute mark, it looks like the Green Patriots trying to stall things out, and Dash buying more time, but Asta, oh, look at that engage, but what a close call indeed for Dash. It was a really close call, but the Dragon Strike does have that range, a very nice range indeed, and Asta takes away that kill.
Oh, Slime is already bot lane a few seconds ago. He was just in the top lane. Now, Mad God, you need to be very careful. I don't
Gets
think
the
there's
root, gets the Zonia, and the stasis will proc. Mad God survives that gap.
Man, great play there. But look at this, the Baron
Oh,
being started. They saw Slime bot lane. How can UPLB respond to this? They don't see this happening. It's already at 3K.
bullet time is not available, but this could be a choke. Let's see, the Baron will be going towards DLSU Desperate.
Yeah, but at what cost?
Oh, that's going to be a very nice trade-off. Looks at the Green Patriots are coming back to this game strong, but Slane is there for the cleanup. Gets the easy kill, gets the reset, but Slane is still alive, cleaning up the
Oh my
fight.
god. At what cost is the Baron an ace for UPLB? And like we mentioned earlier, Vulcan, the Baron unfortunately working against DLSUD there, and man, the game just blew up wide open.
And when you're talking about Sale, okay, they lost the Baron, but break it down for us, Shisto. What happened in the Baron phase?
DLSUD are confident to start this Baron because they saw Slime bot lane, but unfortunately Eminem, he wasn't under any threat during this team fight and allowed them to clean up. And look at Slime here, expertly played. He worked around Fog of War, and these members are so low. Easy pickings for our Kazakhs.
And I guess it was more matter of fact that Slane was getting the resets he needs, and the fact that Eminem was ignored in that team fight and securing that ace. And you can just say to the viewers out there, can say that, hey, they still got the Baron gold, but let's check the gold lead. Not much of an impact.
Yeah, Baron gold, but the Baron was denied from all of the members, so that will put a stop to the siege that DLSUD was trying to set up. And UPLB, they're playing defense very well here.
And so far as the gold lead goes, look at that, 40k, flat there. Not much of a difference despite taking away the Baron. So the Baron will not belong to anyone, buying more time for the Green Patriots, but that was such a risky Baron call.
Yeah, that was a risky Baron call, but they were confident because they did see Kazakhs in the bot lane. Now they will disengage. With the gold being this even, as we go over to the mid-game part, it's gonna come down to who can team fight better once they do find both of these teams in the jungle. With no Baron being up, there's no real objective to fight for. I think both teams will be content to just sit back and farm for a bit until a next major objective comes under fire.
And the next major objective would be the Cloud Drain. Maybe not. So we'll be waiting for the outbreak here. But looking at Slade, really not paying respects to the vision of DLSUD. Looks like a party in the red side.
Oh my god, Ben!
Resets. Bullet time is up for the double kill.
Benz absolutely shreds DLSUD. That bullet time expertly placed My god, that just destroyed DLSUD.
The shred is there for the bullet time and a monsoon to deny any sort of engage coming from the Green Patriots. Excelsior will be taking away the Cloud Drake plus 3 members.
Yeah, and the next biggest objective of the game.
The Cloud Drake goes to Excelsior.
Yeah, and that's just gonna work so much more in their favor. And we saw the gold still fairly even. One little skirmish over the Cloud Drake, and UPLB takes down a tower as well. And look at this bullet time, absolutely zoning out the entirety of DLSUD. They engage from UPLB. There's no stopping this Maokai. With no tidal wave left, there's really no counterpin. Look at that bullet time, nothing to cancel it. Gets the full channel. Absolutely destroys DLSUD.
And look at the Olivia wall to cut off that cannon. So, with that said, UP Los Baños playing smart, using the terrain and the map's environment to their advantage.
Yeah, but with that being said, DLSUD, all they need is one huge shock. Oh, have they caught Eminem?
Eminem is locked down with the Cataclysm, forced to be egged for a while, and I don't think he will be surviving. 3 members chunking down his health. A shutdown towards Eminem.
What a huge pickoff for DLSUD, and both teams still fighting back and forth. With the Anivia gone, the main wave clear for UPLB. DLSUD, are they free to see each other's eyes? But there's a fight!
Tidal wave incoming, knocks the 3 members off UP Los Baños, but again the bullet time is shredding. Not many members will be catching that bullet time. They managed to get away.
Oh my god,
double up, double kill, double up is there, and with a lot of damage negated. And I think we get those buster shot was the saving grace for the Green Patriots.
UPLB doesn't care that they are down 1 member. They will pull the trigger on these fights because the Maokai is so freaking tanky. And my god, Ben's so aggressive as well, going for these flashes on an 80 carry. And man, UPLB back and forth, both these teams trading blows.
Look at that, Dusk Blade and the Yoma's Ghost Blade plus another serrated Dirt has been secured for this misfortune, and that explains the damage that this ADC is just shredding the lineup of the Green Patriots.
Yeah, and I'd like to point out as well, with Asta not building the tanky route on this Jarvan, there's no real frontline for DLSUD, and that just allows Benz to constantly shoot at them and really just take them down, pick his target, and absolutely destroy them.
This actually kind of reminds me of a funny incident that I encountered, where a lot of players, some of the players do believe that the lethality doesn't stack, being that it's a unique passive. But unique passives of unnamed origin do stack through different items. So I think this is a really lethal build for this misfortune, because
no pun intended.
No pun intended, because you're not going for the Black Cleaver for the percentage armor shred, because at this point you don't see them picking up that much armor. You go for the flat instead. But knowing this misfortune build, if you get a Black Cleaver, that's going to be very, very lethal.
Yeah, and that's a smart adaptation from Benz, knowing that nobody's building that full armor, full tank build on DLSUD. He just went for more raw damage, and it shows during the team fights. The bullet time, it does so much work, so much zone control, so much damage for UPLB. For DLSUD, they need to land that massive wombo combo with the Slicing Maelstrom and the Shockwave. Try and instantly burst down Benz at the start of these fights. But that's just so hard to do versus Janna.
Okay, let's see. Baron is live right now. UP Los Baños, this time, they're ready.
Yeah.
No more surprises anymore for Green Patriots, says Excelsior.
Oh no, Asta.
Going for the pickup here. Asta's very low, forced to back off. Gets the shield, gets the extra protection. Better safe than sorry. But looking at the pressure right now in the bot lane, Deiru is pushing away this wave. Maybe setting up for the Baron.
Yeah, UPLB, they're properly managing their minion waves right here, trying to get them all to push in at the same time, so that when DLSUD respond to defend, they can all just instantly collapse onto this Baron. But with that being said, even though
Slane is prepping up his engines, look at him. But obviously, that's going to be an obvious red signal for DLSUD Green Patriots.
Yeah, still, both teams have to be very careful approaching these.
Look at Deiru in the bot lane. Ignoring Mad God, going straight for the turret. Instead, top lane's being pressured. Slay might just go in onto Wigato or K. Oh no, it's the landed! Stun landed, and look at that bullet time. Will not connect onto much members here. Close call. Close call for the Green Patriots. Buying more time. But looks like they are already pressuring, still pressuring the bot lane here. Meanwhile, the top lane, UP Los Baños, they'll be taking away the inner top lane turret.
Yeah, that did buy time for DLSUD, but that also gave time for UP Los Baños to take down that tower. And with Wigato not having his summoners up for the next team fight, with Baron being on the table, the next largest objective on this map, that Tristana will have less layers of safety for her to survive, basically.
And when you're talking about misfortune with the bullet time, the cooldown reduction is there. So that's going to be up just pretty quickly. I would say less 50 seconds or whatever. And this is going to be the time that UPLB can prep that dish, prep the Baron for their win condition. Whereas Green Patriots, okay, right now, they have to secure what's the more important part here, vision. Because it is being denied by Dash.
Yeah, for DLSUD, Baron will be the place where they can mount their comeback. That will be the battleground where they have to come out on top if they hope to reverse the push happening on the map right now. But the zone control.
Oh no, man got separated. Look at that Anivia wall. Great use of environment coming from UP Los Baños. With that said, Betts gets the triple kill, and that's going to be the terrain working in favor of the Green Patriots. And Wigato gets the shutdown onto Betts. But is that enough? I don't think so. With that said, UP Los Baños shreds, takes down, murders 4 members of the Green Patriots.
Yeah, the vision control, the setup, it leads to that initial pick. That Anivia wall was so clutch, separating the team of DLSUD. And with 4 members down, only Wigato alive, that will mean an uncontested Baron going over to UP Los Baños.
And that was such a well-timed Anivia wall to completely make Mad God's cannon useless.
Yeah, and that's just the strength. Look at how this starts. No real tank on DLSUD, but they are still forced to face check. But the bullet time, it absolutely destroyed K. The Nami became sushi like a snap, and a full 80 Jarvan. You aren't gonna survive in the middle of 5 members. And at this point of the team fight, easy pickings for UP Los Baños.
And the fact that the stasis was caught by Bad God, he was really in a bad spot. But I guess the Baron will be going towards UP Los Baños here in this game 2 of the South Conference Finals.
Yeah, and with the Baron going over to UPLB, they might have just shut the door for a comeback for DLSUD in this game.
Okay, time's ticking right now. Gold lead. Oh, 7,000, reaching that 7,000 mark. The first Baron of the game went to the Green Patriots, but could they use it? No, because the UP Los Baños Excelsior, they took it away, gets the ace, and now the Baron is in their hands. I wonder what the Green Patriots are feeling right now. Is it pressure? Is it their guilt and pride on the line here? Because they did a ballsy move by taking away the first Baron blindly from UP Los Baños. And UP Los Baños, they took away the Baron with the Green Patriots having the tools to try and stop it.
Like a fake check? Oh, this might be it!
Look at a 2-man Aqua Prince, followed by the tidal wave, but the bullet time has no cancelled, but still Nanta takes out Benz, and that's going to be Slane getting the kill there. He is still alive here, calling Roman around, goes up to Ark, but takes the double kill.
Yeah, only Mad God alive and Baron up. Only Ben's down for UPLB. They can take more here. They are still trying to chase down Mad God.
Okay, you take down our EDC, but you leave from behind our Slane, the Kazakhs, who is 6-11. Has the Duskblade and the Black Weaver.
Yeah, they're definitely going to leave the base of DLSUD in ruins right here. The Death Timers, they're still not up. How much can UPLB take? 2 inhibitors?
2 inhibitors will be secured. Excelsior, but baby.
Okay.
Perhaps the game itself. 2 seconds left on this Jarvan.
But they're still running.
Beirut just buying time. Mad God cannot recall, so looks like UP Los Baños.
Oh, they're going to try to cut off Mad God.
They're going to go for a 10k goalie here so far and will cut off Mad God.
Oh, he's trying.
Going for the teleport escape, but let's see the replay. Break it down.
This is probably the best setup that DLSUD could have taken. The bubble landing on the 2 key target with all this chain CC landing. But Dash with his Monsoon actually shuts down any more follow-up. And with the Shockwave being used only to slide, that really shuts down the rest of the team fight potential.
Miscommunication at work here. Arkman did not place the ball onto Asta at that moment. If the ball had landed, Slane wouldn't have the luxury to escape.
Yeah, that would probably be the best case scenario for DLSUD right there, but the follow-up was not on point, unfortunately for them. The UPLB, they were able to reset the fight, and in a choke point, Anivia does so much work with her wall, with her ultimate. She's just gonna shred through your members.
And so far, the Elo Drake will be the next Drake here. 33, 34 right now, minutes into the game. Even Los Baños having a gold lead of 11,000. They get 10,000 right now, but for kill score 60 to 27, that is a huge difference.
Yeah, that is a huge difference, but I do believe if you have Oriana on your team, one Shockwave could practically change the course of an entire team fight if you don't position properly.
Oh, and right now the juiciest target right now would be Wigato. The most favorite target for Slane would be the ADC. Because right now he did not pick up any, no Guardian Angel here for Wigato. So one life to spare. One last chance for UP Los Baños to try and defend the incoming wave.
Yeah, DLSUD, they will be forced to pull the trigger here at some point because the minions will be shoving in from the mid and bot lane if they don't go for a fight soon and stop this siege. UPLB will just take down this tower. Oh, there's still not an Arkman!
Oh my god, the most needed team member, Arkman, pops the stasis, gets bursted by Eminem, and the bullet time has no one to cancel, but there is the last minute cancel from Matt Gunn, and that's gonna be the Walton that did not let any member of DLSUD escape, and I think that's gonna be it. That's gonna be the game. Game 2 going towards perhaps to UP Los Baños.
What a great stun from Eminem, able to pick out the key member for DLSUD to mount a comeback in a team fight. And with no Shockwave available, UPLB, they're gonna pick up their second win in the series. GG.
GG will play for UP Los Baños, securing the second game of the Best of 5 series in the South Conference Finals. Congratulations again, but note that DLSUD, they did adapt pretty well, but sadly, unfortunately, they have lost game 2. And right now, Chisto, we are now at match point. Let's see, will DLSUD try and come back from the second defeat in game 2 because they're a good start, and I think we can expect more in game 3. Possibly their victory, possibly their comeback into this.
Yeah, I mean, reverse sweeps do happen.
Reverse sweeps still do happen,
Yeah.
and possibly for the title to be crowned the champions, one of the 6 champions in the LCL. We'll be back after a short break. My name is Vulcan, and with me was Chisto. You just watched the Garena Log Collegiate League Summer 2017 South Conference Finals, brought to you by Lenovo. Challenge what you know, and see you after the break. But there's the stopwatch just for one man Shockwave, and they will still commit on the UPLB. Eminem Boston's field. There's Mako with a slashing maelstrom. Eminem turns away. Arkman goes in for the flash and pumps the Agnivia, but Deru takes down Asta, and Arkman gets the kill. And here comes Bullet time is not available, but this could be a choke. Let's see, the Baron will be going towards DLSU Desperate.
Yeah, but at what cost?
Oh, that's going to be a very nice trade-off. Looks like the Green Patriots are coming back to this game strong, but Slade is there for the cleanup. Gets the easy kill, gets the reset, but Slade is still alive, cleaning up the
Oh my
fight.
god. At what cost is the Baron an ace for UPLB?
Here, but looking at Slade, really not paying respects to the vision of DLSUD. Looks like a party in the red side.
Oh my god, Ben!
Resets. Bullet time is up for the double kill.
Benz absolutely shreds DLSUD. That's a
But
bullet time.
again, the bullet time is shredding. Not many members will be catching that bullet time. They managed to get away.
Oh my god, Ben!
Double up, double kill, double up.
Oh no, man, got separated.
Look at that Anivia wall. Great use of environment coming from UP Los Baños. With that said, Betts gets the triple kill, and that's going to be the terrain working in favor of the Green Patriots. And Wigato gets the shutdown onto Betts. But is that enough? I don't think so. With that said, UP Los Baños.
Like a fake check?
Oh, this might be it. Look at the two-man Aquapins. The ball will find the tidal wave, but the bullet time has no.
Got Benz.
Cancelled, but still Nanta takes out Benz. And that's going to be Slane getting the kill there. He is still alive here. Crawling, roaming around. Goes down to Argman. Takes the Oh my god. The most needed team member, Argman, pops the stasis. Gets bursted by Eminem. And the bullet time has no one to cancel. But there's the last one to cancel from
That might be it.
And that's even the wall to that. Let any member of the LSUD escape. And I think that's going to be it. That's going to be the game. Game 2 going towards perhaps the UP Los Banos.
What a great stud from Eminem, able to pick out the key member for DLSUD to mount a comeback in a team fight. And with no shockwave available, UPLB, they're gonna pick up their second win in the series. GG.
GG well played for UP Los Banos, securing the second game of the best of 5.
Not enough Garena shells to buy the latest League of Legends skin? On sale now? Get shells anytime, anywhere with your Globe or Touch mobile number. Go to gamer.com.ph and sign up with your mobile number and enter the verification code you will receive via SMS. Log in and choose the game and pin you want. Check out to purchase the pin with your load or through your postpaid account and receive the pin on your phone instantly. Never miss a sale on your favorite League of Legends skins and champions with Gamer.
a really well-placed target. Cannot do much here comes the back. And the back plus the kill that has landed.
Boy, and the Talon Swain gonna go in for the kill, and that is gonna be Demigod. So Teleport also comes in as well. Nocturne with the paranoia. The gap in like secure the... Oh! Okay, there's a flash in, and Picoms, habol dito. Wow, the damage.
And we are back. Welcome back to the Garena LOL Collegiate League Summer 2017. My name is Vulcan, and with me is Chisto, your shoutcasters, entering the Game 3 of the Best of 5 series between UP Las Bañas versus DLSU Dasmariñas.
Of course, we are in the third and possibly last game of the series. UPLB only one win away from taking home the championship, but for DLSUD, this is the game where they have to toss everything, all of their secret strategies, all of...
But Chisto, not the game itself. Do not toss the game. But right now, let's see it. Moving on to the drafting phase for Game 3. We're at match point where UP Las Bañas, great game in Game 2 where the first Baron was secured by DLSU Dasmariñas, but that didn't stop UPLB from securing the second and possibly the third, and then the game itself. Let's see, will DLSU Dasmariñas shake things off entering this third game?
Yeah, let's hope they aren't as flustered as they could be, because they are facing a lot of pressure at the moment. Being down 0-2 in a best of 5 is such a daunting challenge to face. So let's see, what can DLSUD offer for this, and for UPLB, they will be picking up the first pick Tom Ketch. As we saw in the first game, really worked wonders for them, shutting down the Ash pick of DLSUD.
Interesting though, I mean, they're on the blue side and they take away the Tom Kench. What does that mean, Chisto?
It means that they want more safety options, because Tom Kench does provide that Devour, and having that semi-global in Abyssal Voyage can go for these huge flank plays onto the members of DLSUD. But with that being said, DLSUD will take away the Shen. Very interesting, because during that first game when we saw Tom Kench, Shen was the other layer of protection, but with that being said, that being denied, it's now on the side of DLSUD. The tables might have turned.
I know it's weird, because normally when you're blue side and you're going for higher priority, isn't it the Shen, the top lane, very volatile, very useful compared to the Tom Kench? That's why I was confused. Why Tom Kench, not the Shen? And because of this, look at that, they take away the Shen and the Kha'Zix, because we saw this Kha'Zix in Game 2 where Slane got the resets. Great mechanics when it comes to moving around the map and using the environment to his advantage.
Yeah, and I really have to agree with you. The Kha'Zix, one of the strongest junglers at the moment. Once you get that Duskblade, you're just going to dish out so much damage. But looking at what DLSUD has picked up here, the Vayne being locked in, they're going for broke now. I mean, Vayne, Vladimir, carries all around. They're going to try and keep their championship dreams alive.
So again, to the viewers out there, if you're rooting for your school, let us know in the chat box there. This is going to be match point. Let's see, will the Green Patriots try their hardest to deny a clean game and possibly come back with a 2-1 in this third game? We'll see. But for UP Las Bañas, getting more... Wait, what is this?
It's an Alistar support.
Yeah,
Tom Kench is going top lane.
Yeah, this is...
Ooh,
debated.
So the Tom Kench is actually going to be laning versus Shen, and this is very interesting. A switch up by UPLB. Personally, I do not think Tom Kench is the strongest top laner at the moment, and given that he had so much priority in the draft, given that UPLB did first pick him, I wonder how are they going to make use of this Tom Kench this game.
I'm pretty skeptical why they went for the top Tom Kench, because most of the
they're switching it up. Oh, we have seen top Alistar. Let's see how this will pan out. They're bamboozling us. It will be the top Tom.
It'll be the top Tom Kench against the Shen. So looks like Slane will be on this Xingqiao, because I thought it would be a top Xingqiao. It can work both ways, but a jungle top Kench is practically useless.
You don't want to say useless on a champion that has been locked in, but given that this top...
in the jungle itself, it's practically useless, because...
You can eat jungle monsters.
You can't eat the big ones. Your clear is going to be super slow until you're level 6.
You can go for ganks. You can ward. That's your use to the team, but With that being said, top Tahm Kench, we don't see this pick very often, very rare, given that Tahm Kench is more tailored to be a support pick. So let's see how UPLB decides to play with his top Tahm Kench.
Let's go on to the Rift. Game 3, match point 4. UP Los Baños, where we will be seeing perhaps a comeback game.
Oh, I want to see a fight.
Does the LSU Desmarine? Yes. Oh, what's this?
I want to see a fight happen, Volcan.
I've been in this place before. Slowly roaming around the map.
Oh.
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Wait.
They're so close.
Oh. The ward's right there. Ah.
They're so close to each other.
Wait.
Oh no. Ah. UPLB, they see this.
Oh, don't go for it. But a love tap right there from the Ezreal.
Another?
Spots out 5 members.
Oh, that was so close to being a level 1 fight. Would have been.
That was tense.
Yeah, that was definitely tense. But Eminem,
Oh.
be very careful.
Stop. Nope, nope. Very close call. That's
They're just
more,
poking.
More of a, it's like more of a what you call it, more of love taps here. But doesn't this actually give away too much information for UPLD, knowing that DLSUD, they did not have a successful 1v1 or an invade?
Yeah, that will give them info, and Darius actually trying to run interference here, but did he try to bite off more than he can shoot?
Uh-oh.
Did Vanguard start taunt? I don't think so.
He started with his Q. Most probably his Q to call him his Twilight Blade. But we'll see here.
He started taunt.
Oh, he started taunt. Wait, what? Why didn't he go for the taunt then in the red side?
Very interesting choices by both teams here, and Slide, he has been spotted out.
Aye, that's gonna be a bad call here. Goes on to the Vayne. Wigato pumps that barrier, and the heal is in play. Wigato survives that engage. Flash burn by K. That will be oh my god, 3 members collapsing on the UP Los Baños, but the first spell will be going for the Green Patriots.
Everyone's
goes
here.
in for the flash, gets the kill onto K. Meanwhile, a teleport did happen. We see Mad God there, but his sacrifice will not be in vain here. Buying some time for Wigato on this Vayne. Pumps the heal on MNF. He's very slow. He has the red buff, has to slow. One more tumble, shoot out into the trick here, and the basic attack plus the reset from the tumble will take the kill.
Okay, so under 3 minutes, 4 kills going over to DLSUD, and 3 of them went to the Vayne. That is huge for them.
Okay, we can conclude the game right here, I guess. Congratulations to the Green Patriots here.
Don't
securing game 3.
It's 3 minutes into the game, Vulcan. You don't want to count out any team. I mean, this is still just the laning phase. Things still could go wrong for DLSUD if they don't play around with this lead properly. But with that being said, a 3-minute BF sword for Wigato's Vayne. That's gonna be such a pain to deal with. Man.
Yeah, when you're talking about...
We did see a level 1 fight.
Yeah, but not in the jungle. Not in the jungle.
Not in the jungle,
but still. Looks like 3 kills on the Vayne, immediately picking up the BF sword. I can already see how this is gonna turn out. I mean, oh my god, looks like maybe this could be the game that the Green Patriots can come back, because pretty much sure when the Vayne is 3-0 at 4 minutes into the game, that's pretty much a done deal, in my opinion.
Yeah, I have to agree with you right there. This is probably the best case scenario of a start for DLSUD if they want to begin their reverse sweep in this best of 5. And getting 3 kills onto a Vayne, that is massive. I cannot stress hard enough how big of a lead that is for this Vayne, because Ezreal will be buying Tear of the Goddess. He won't get that late game scaling as quickly as this Vayne now.
Won't have any damage for trade-offs, and we're talking about a Leona support. I can spell disaster. Smell it already brewing in the bot lane here. They have to depend on Wigato's Vayne if they wish to deny a clean sweep from UP Los Baños.
Yeah, but we have seen teams play around too much with their lead, and you know, comebacks do happen even though early game doesn't go the way of your lineup. Let's see, how will UPLB weather the storm? But whoa, there's a guy in the bot lane!
There comes Slane, goes on to Wigato, and that might be the shutdown here. Wigato, yes, will be giving the shutdown to Ben. So looks like the 3 kills for the Vayne actually gave more gold for that Benz to get that shutdown. Yeah, and Bloodsafe run the Kleptomancy.
Like I said, if you don't play around with your lead properly, UPLB, they're still trying to punish us even though Wigato was ahead. If he CC'd for days, he won't be able to dish out his damage, and just a great gank setup coming right there with the Alistar lockdown as well as Slime moving around the vision of the LSUD.
And when you're talking about, let's say, the fact that not playing around your lead, what does that mean, Gista? I mean, does that mean that, hey, okay, you got a good lead, whoop-de-doo, let's just come back to our same strat? Is that a team's weakness, perhaps?
I would say it's a weakness, but teams do tend to play more complacent if they have a goal lead, especially early into the game. They can get overconfident, try to overreach, and not respect that their opponent can still outplay them even though from behind.
Wait, I'm gonna try and say something in Tagalog. That, wait. Walang lakas is that the right way to say it?
What do you mean?
It's like there's no strength when you're alone, but always there's more strength in numbers.
Are you trying to say walang malakas sa marami?
Is that how, yeah, I think that's how you say it. Thanks for that.
Yeah, so today Vulcan learns Tagalog. Yeah. So if they all collapse onto the Vayne as 5, like you said,
That's how you say it.
walang malakas sa marami.
Walang malakas sa marami.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you say it.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what we're seeing right now in the bot lane. And I think the confidence that the Green Pages are having right now, can maybe we can use that phrase against them.
Yeah, maybe it'll work in their favor, man. Oh, that was very close.
Very close call for the combo to land on this Alistar, but immediately look at Wigato calling in the Stand United. Benz goes to the turret, but look at the flash taunt from Mad God.
Oh, they're trying to go for Mario. Will the LSUD be able to disengage?
There's the Ignite onto K. He will try to back off. The potions he's chugging down will help him survive.
What a beautiful flash taunt there from Mad God. The maximum extension on his taunt. And man, they just dive Ben so aggressively. And Shen, Stand United, the global pressure, you were able to respect it. Strength in numbers, like you said.
Yes, strength in numbers. Wait, how do you say it again?
Walang malakas sa marami.
Walang malakas sa marami.
Yeah, it shows right there. Having that Shen, Stand United, the numbers advantage working in the favor of the LSUD, and that's what they have to do. They need to play around their lead. They need to get this Vayne to an even better position to carry them if they want to come back in the series.
And you're talking about the fact that this is the South Conference Series Finals. You want to be crowned one of the champions, and you're shot on representing us in the LICC here in the LCL. But let's see, so far, kill score 2-5. Not much of a difference here, but let's not ignore the fact that Wigato is having a good time here in the bot lane. All in onto Arkman, gets the Ignite, the Shockwave will connect. Great timing from Eminem, pops the stasis, but here comes K, popping out his flash. Same with NMM, causing the Abyssal Voyage. Here comes the top bench, but not going to do much here, so more of a signal to back off for the LSUD Green Patriots.
Yeah, both mid laners coming up with their trap cards right there. They both call in their supports all the way from the bot lane, but in the end, no kills happening, and that stopwatch really came in clutch for Eminem to avoid the follow-up damage coming from Arkmon's Hemo Plague. Very well played.
And when you're talking about the timing that the Oriana did with that stasis plus the Shockwave, well timed here, trying to delay some of the damage, and I guess in the long run, even though Span is still showing us that they have what it takes to be crowned one of the champions, one of the strongest teams in the South Conference.
Yeah, but we can't discount that DLSUD are in a position to win here. They have a mid lane.
Oh god.
Still 100% kill participation if they're able to get Wigato to the point where he's just so in that late game zone as Vayne. Vayne's one of those champions you can see that can just practically 1v5. But she has to reach that point. It's very critical that Wigato hits his lane, but Zagak in the mid lane.
Oh, looks like a taste of their own medicine. This is going to be a repeat though for Arkman, getting again a good kill onto Eminem. The fact that forcing out your summoners is a dead clean target onto the mid lane, because when you're talking about no summoners available, that's a plain signal for a Kha'Zix to just jump in and get the kill.
Yeah, and that was a great move around Vision as well, with no wards being placed by UPLB. Asta making full use of his camouflage right there. He was able to get the maximum range and really gap close versus the Oriana. And like you mentioned, no summoners, no Shockwave available yet. he will go down, and that gives Arcmon so much pressure in the mid lane.
And when you're talking about the mid lane matchup, it's a Vladimir we're talking about. Oh, look at that headbutt for the turret range. K will not be surviving here. Dash just punishes K. But look at Wiggito going for a tower dive here. Flashes away from the aggro and the taunt. Turning around the fight for Jubilee Spanish. We see Asta responding onto Dash. The taunt does connect. Wiggito gets taken on by Dash. But here goes Arcmon. Where's the Hemo Blade? Shockwave. Where is it? I don't see it connecting. Two members. Okay, there's a two-member Shockwave onto DLSUD, but Magdon's very low in health, trying to back away, gets stunned, and gives the double to MNM.
What a turnaround by UPLB with a Zenith Blade putting you behind your target. That was such a great headbutt by Dash. Great understanding of the game, knowing Leona would end up there. He pushes it into tower range. And with his Stand United not being used on Wiggito, this left safety for this Vayne to go aggressive, and that was such a well-played skirmish by UP Los Baños.
And with that said, maybe the Ocean Drake may be taken away by DLSUD for the play there, but for UP Los Baños, they have more control, seeing how they're not that far behind, but it's the fact that we're talking about Kha'Zix, and I can really say that Kha'Zix is going to be a huge threat compared to a Xingqiu or a Tahm Kench, because they have a Vayne. One, as I like to call it, a tank shredder.
Yeah, definitely. Vayne is one of those AD carries that destroys tanks, given that her Silver Balls deals that true damage, just helps her take down these tanky members. And with Tahm Kench not having any real gap closers, the Vayne will be able to kite him forever. And once Xin Zhao burns his Audacious Charge, Vayne can just condemn him back, and you're just gonna get kited for days, and you're not gonna be able to take down Wiggito. But Wiggito, like we mentioned, he needs to get to that stage where he can just kite forever. He's still not there. Even though he was up those 3 kills, all these skirmishes happening, he did die. So he's getting set back by quite a bit.
And when you're talking about when this Tahm Kench being kited by this Vayne, and this Vayne going for the very...
Talk about kiting!
Eminem pops a heal. He'll be surviving for now. But going back to what I was saying with the Vayne and for Wiggito, obviously this Vayne is going to get the Infinity Edge, the Static Shift, and the Rapid Fire Cannon. But at this point, I don't think Bork is a bad option here, especially for a Tahm Kench or the Alistar.
Yeah, but it goes both ways on a Vayne. If you go for that on-hit build with the Blade of the Ruined King, you're sacrificing the burst that's provided by that critical damage build. And looking at the items from both AD carries, it's still a Tear of the Goddess and a Sheen onto Benz. He won't deal as much DPS as this Vayne. Oh, for UPLB, they need to avoid fights, but there's a gang!
Ooh, look at that stealthy play! That is so sneaky for DLSUD, but without a doubt, that's going to be Eminem responding with a shockwave, but looks like Slade will be fending up 3 members, flashes over that wall, gets the immunity shield from his ult, gets the pulverize for Dash for a disengage. They do not want to risk it anymore. The lead that they gave towards DLSUD is showing right now.
Yeah, and what, Deru?
Gonna eat it up, but no, goes under the hood on this one.
Yeah, he can't drink that much blood, unfortunately, but looking at the leads here, the gold is still fairly even with the gold, with the kill lead, I should say, going to DLSUD. The gold has evened out, so UPLB, they've managed this deficit quite well, I should say.
And when you're talking about deficit so far, I mean, UPLB, they're not that far behind. Not of a really definite gold lead here. Oh, what's this? Ooh, that would be the barrage. Missing Asta by a hairline. Very close call for Asta there.
I don't think that would actually have taken him down if it did land.
Oh, they were dancing around this blue golem.
They tried to take down his blue. It is taking them so much time, finally.
He has the smite, takes it away and secures it. And without a doubt, the Ocean Drake is still up for grabs here, but not a priority for DLSUD or UP Los Baños.
Yeah, I think the next fight will be very crucial for both teams because Stand United is now up. If UPLB pull the trigger on the fight, they need to respect that ability coming from the Shen because we've seen teams not work properly around that global pressure and they give in and they get punished going for an all-in. The Shen comes in and then your entire engage is just shut down.
Obviously, because this Shen is something that DLSUD will use against UP Los Baños. Have a taste of their own medicine compared to Game 1.
Yeah, like you said, walang malakas sa marami.
Yeah, walang malakas sa marami.
Yeah, it works. It works that way. Shen works that way. He helps his team out. He's a good ninja.
And so far, when you're talking about global pressure, I think for DLSUD, they also have this Leona and the Kazakhs for some cleanup potential because the Leona tends to really have a annoying, very annoying CC lockdown because you can be locked down by this Leona for at least 4 seconds or 5, depending on how you time it.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. Leona is one of those supports where your mindset when playing her has to be, I get in the team fight, and if I stay in the team fight, I will annoy the hell out of you once I'm in your face. But, oh, Dash really get caught out.
Gets the stun. Yeah, when you talk about the Leona, she has 4 skills. 3 skills. 3 skills that can actually lock down the champions here. With the stun from the Zephyr Blade. Wait, the Q is the stun. And the Zephyr Blade stun also, plus the ultimate. Provides so much.
Alright, there is an all-in in the mid lane.
Oh my god, stunning is just enough though for Eminem to survive Arkman. And that's going to be a trade-off here. Looks like Eminem is not having a good time.
Yeah, he's definitely getting camped in this mid lane. He still does not have his flash. So DLSUD, they're doing the right thing, constantly trying to punish Orianna, given that she is an immobile champ. But whoa, bot lane!
Oh, that's going to be a very delayed flash there. Should have respected that Vayne.
Yeah, and just a great all-in, flexing their muscles, showing off their lead. And man, the lockdown coming from Leona's Shield of Daybreak, really just great.
Oh, it's called Shield of Daybreak. Thank you.
Yes, Leona's Q is called Shield Daybreak.
Zephyr Blade for the E.
It's Zenith Blade.
Oh, Zenith. I was thinking of Drana, maybe.
Yeah, Chan is double. It's Zephyr, so bit of trivia for you out there.
And thanks for that. And so far, with that being said, looks like DLSUD, Green Patriots, will be getting their first break of the game, followed by, ooh, look at that, another turret for their scoreboard here.
Yeah, DLSUD, they're beginning to run away with this game because they're constantly punishing Eminem in the mid lane. They didn't have that wave clear option, so they were able to chip down the outer turrets, and now 2 turrets to 1 lead. The map is opened up for DLSUD. They're going to begin rotating Wigato around the map, try and take more of these towers down, try to go for more of these skirmishes, because at this stage in the game, the members of UPLB have not scaled yet, so it just lets DLSUD dictate the pace and the flow of the game, really.
And the next rank will be Infernal, so when you're talking about dictating how the game should flow out,
yeah,
leave it to DLSUD. They have to lead. They have the power in their hands. They have the greatest asset they have, the greatest tool will be Wigato in the Flash. We're just going to see 3 members collapsing here. Backs off.
Fight. Wigato is on the opposite side of the map, though.
That's a typical behavior of a Vayne. Wants to go for the flag. I have Final Power. I have Invisibility. I can do it. And let's see if they will be the ones
way up top lane, though,
to do it here. But yeah, he'll just be going for pressure. But
if UPLB want to fight now,
they should fight now, but that's going to be a bad call. Here comes Slade, closing the gap, denying Asta's engage here. He goes for it, so gets escape. Flash perfect Asta, but look at UP Los Baños using their asset here. Extended team fight is their thing. Abyssal Voyage for the escape perhaps, but that's going to be more of a cleanup here.
UPLB are cleaning up, but look at the top lane. Wigato is split pushing fairly hard. They will be able to pick up K, but with that being said, Wigato, he's split pushing in the top lane. This Vayne getting solo gold, getting solo XP, getting so much resources.
Uh-oh, Asta! Oh, misses the tongue lash. I love that kind of plays to Asta with
I think he's out.
He's out. He's in the safe, he's in the clear. Great job by Asta there for at least dodging the tongue lash.
That's very frustrating for your opponents when you're flashing your mastery badge and you get away and live. That could be a tilter for UPLB.
And that is the confidence that UPLB is bringing into this game. So far, the deficit right now they're facing, they don't see it as a disadvantage. They see it as a challenge.
You know, I really like that Asta has the audacity and the confidence to still flash his mastery badge even though they are down 0-2 in the series.
Perhaps this could be their winning game. I mean, this is match point, but when you're staring death in the eye, you just want to smile and laugh and try and test, you know, one of
He's
the...
living on the edge.
Living
like
on the
a true
edge.
daredevil.
Oh, let's see though. Baron will be live. Oh, it's live right now. I wonder, can they go for it though? That's so risky, but
They
why
do have a
not?
Fed Vein.
What? Yeah, they do have a Fed vein.
Yeah, but looking at the game, it has slowed down a bit. I think the LSUD, they're looking for opportunities to try and go for an engage. But with UPLB being grouped up with moving around the map, it's going to be very tricky for them to go for any sort of initiation. And for UPLB, if they do opt to pull the trigger, Stand United is now available again, so they need to watch that critical cooldown.
And you have to watch out for the timing here when you're going for contests, especially a 50-50 Baron.
Yeah, definitely. Both teams, they seem to be just hovering around the mid lane. Like you said, Baron is up. They are setting up towards that Baron dance where both teams will just constantly fight for mid priority. And what that is pushing the minion wave in. If you're able to shove the lane of minions towards the enemy team, it will allow you to set vision around the Baron area. And that's generally what comprises a Baron dance. Those are the steps.
Those are the steps, and
It's a dance. There are steps to a dance.
there are steps to a dance, but there are also mistakes that can happen, and you can end up stepping on your foot. So that should
That's where
be.
you practice.
I mean, can you practice when you're pressured in the Baron pit? Because see how they're rushing the pit right now.
Look at those pop final hour for some reason.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
I wonder why though.
For mid priority, I mean the Baron dance.
Oh wait, that's actually a crucial ultimate gone, but oh god, they did get spotted out. They were spotted by the True Shot Barrage.
Oh, the Solar
my
Flare!
god! Solar Flare goes into Eminem. That's gonna be them very close to death though. Trying to back away. He does survive, but Asta going in.
You got Wigato!
Oh, they got Wigato, but Asta's going in hard. That's a close call. But with that said, 3 members down for the
Can they go for
count.
more?
They want more. They're going for a dower dive. Artman gets the chop.
That might be Baron. What a huge win for UPLB. They instantly took down Wigato, and like you said, the final hour being burned by Vayne, that's less safety for her. And man, UPLB turning it up. They're gonna break this game wide open now.
Oh my god, the Baron uncontested. Let's look at the death timers here.
I don't think they can challenge this Volta.
They can challenge what they know here in this Baron pit. So let's see. 2,000, 1,000. That's gonna be the Baron. 4.
Okay, note here, the engage happens onto Eminem. This is a great solar flare by K, but Daru on this Tom Kench, he's able to save the Orianna from all that burst because he devoured him. And Wigato, being in the midst of all this, gets clipped by the shockwave, and without final hour, not flashing away as well from that, with the Fed member being down, there's no more DPS from the comp of DLSUD, and that allows UPLB to clean up the rest of this fight.
Oh my god. When you thought that confidence would be your winning condition to boost your risks, that's gonna be the downfall for the LSUD. Popping a mistake, perhaps it was a mistake to pop that final hour. We'll see.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, here we go again.
So far, will not connect first stun. There is the Simon Pool there. Oh, the shockwave onto one member.
Here comes
only.
Wigato.
Wigato going in for the final hour, gets the free hit, not being touched at all, going for the good target. Oh my god, they're picking up each member one by one, and Wigato gets the free hit he wants. And perhaps 4 members down, this could be the turnaround for the Green Patriots.
What a great way to retaliate after giving up a team fight and after giving up Baron as well. UPLB, they split up. Slime was off split pushing in the bot lane, and that gave a numbers advantage to the members of De La Salle. And with that being said, they win a team fight, and now they're gonna knock on the inhibitor turret in the top lane.
Oh my god, that's good. That's the one thing that UPLB does not want to happen, but let's look at the replay here.
Look at this. The members of UPLB are split up, even with the teleport coming in. Wigato just wreaks havoc on the members of UPLB, and now he has his final hour, and that just means the death of all of UPLB. I mean, look at the cleanup right here. Easy pickings.
Easy pickings and possibly the win conditions for the Green Patriots in this game 3.
That's confidence right there. I mean, right before that fight happened, they gave up a team fight. They gave up the Baron. But with their confidence, they went in. They saw the numbers advantage. I mean, a 3v5 is very, very difficult to win. In DLSUD, they recognize that. They went for it. They go for broke. And it nets them top inhibitor tower. Very well played.
Very well played. And also to close in that gold gap. So we can see that, oh, a Rage Blade has been completed by Wigato.
Yeah,
Disaster.
UPLB, they are going to try to use the remaining Baron buff on their team. Gonna try and get some turrets here and there that will time out very soon though. They still need to be very careful of the Leona engage happening.
Oh, things are kind of looking a bit too obvious here for the LSUD. UPLB being a bit too finished.
Tower is fairly low. I think they're going to get this.
They took it away. 5 turrets scored to 5. The Patriots still on the ropes here, but they still have a good chance that they can take away G2.
Yeah, okay. For the next team fight, Wigato has a massive, and I mean massive, target on his back, because if this Vayne doesn't go down in an extended team fight, there is absolutely no fight that UPLB can win.
And not just that, when Wigato is not touched at all or just left to wreak havoc, oh my god, UPLB will be losing that clash. They have to prioritize Wigato.
Yeah, they have to toss everything, including the
Abyssal Voyage for the escape here for UP Los Baños. Great use of tools, but let's see. The Infernal Drake is the next Drake here.
That was very scary for them as well. If Tom Kench's Abyssal Voyage didn't go off, if they were able to close the gap, that could have meant the game for DLSUD. So UPLB, they're playing with a bit of fire here.
Let's hope that they don't get burned, because this is their match point. And they want to do anything to try and secure their championship as fast as they can. But when you're talking about this Vayne on Wigato, it's just a ticking time bomb, because look at the amount of CS that this Vayne has compared to the Ezreal.
Yeah, already 100, nearing 100. I mean, yeah, close to that point. But with that being said, the Vayne is nearing her late game very fast. Already 3 items completed, and Vayne as an AD carry just out DPS's Ezreal by a lot.
And when you're talking about an Ezreal, that's not more of an ADC or marksman, more of a caster type marksman, you would say, because we tend to always depend on Ezreal's Q for his main damage. But look at the items that Ezreal's running. Frozen Gauntlet. Oh boy, not Trinity Force. That's a lot of damage. Gauntlet.
It does give him more utility though to kite back during these team fights, because
but he has the Borg, so is that needed?
I'd say it's okay, because
it's kind of redundant, would you say?
it is a fed Vayne though, so having that extra armor will help you just a bit. Just by a little bit.
So great choice there for Benz here. Let's hope that that will be enough for him to survive.
His such a ward, it's very scary.
Really waiting for the right time to go in and get the spotlight on himself.
Yeah, of course, when you're playing Vayne, one of the mindsets you'd want to have is, I'm creating a montage where I need to look good and look cool doing this.
Oh god.
This is just one of those flashing champions!
Oh my god, that's gonna be a montage there. He gets the
still
shield.
alive!
He's alive! He gets the, oh, not too long. That's gonna be Slay taking out Wigato. So much for montages. UP Los Baños trying to turn around the fight here. Takes down the high priority. Asta is gone. Wigato too. Matt gone. It will buy some time here, but look at that. Eminem will be their main damage. Same with Slade here.
Yeah, I mean, Wigato, he sat on the ward, not respecting the amount of CC and engage coming from UP Los Baños, but with Wigato down, the most fed member on DLSUD, what can UPLB take here? There's Baron, there's Infernal Drake, there's towers from DLSUD's base. They're gonna try and knock down the mid inhibitor tower.
My god, that will be the mid. Oh dear, that's gonna be carelessness and complacency in play here for the Green Patriots. Excelsior will be taking away.
Oh, I think we're gonna see a fight.
Oh wait, he's alive here. Maybe this could be their turnaround.
Man, Project Vayne looks so cool.
Oh, that's gonna be slaying. Trying to buy some time, trying to get around here, but Asta,
Okay.
oh god, teleport incoming. We're gonna see a fight! They're not gonna let UP Los Baños escape here, starting a fight in their favor. Wigato gets backed up, but he just goes into the fight, just like that. Slane takes down
Wigato!
Wigato just kites him for days. Double kill for Slane, but he does get taken down, and this is the time for Wigato to shine.
Oh, he's cleaning up here. Only the squishes remain.
Oh my god, look at the damage, getting the triple.
Oh, Benz. I don't think you're gonna escape, my friend.
Oh, and that is going to be an ace. Oh my god, looks like
So much back and forth.
Green Patriots, maybe this could be their game. Death timers are like 8-70 seconds. They could go for the Baron first.
Yeah, they can take anything they want. No members of UPLB are alive to contest. And let's look at this fight. The disengage. Oh, this is actually a different fight. It was Wigato sitting on the ward, and so much aggression and damage coming from UPLB. Even with all the shielding onto Wigato, he isn't able to survive, unfortunately. So, as the back end of this fight happens, just without the Fed Vayne, it allows UPLB's carries to just DPS down the members of DLSG and clean up this fight.
And I guess for maybe the complacency from Wigato maybe shaped out the future for Green Patriots in this game 3. Match point. I mean, when you're at match point and you're this relaxed, why not?
I mean, as an AD carry, one of the key defining factors of a good one is we're headed on our replay. Okay, this is the failed disengage from UPLB, and look at Wigato. No threat onto him at all, even with all that CC landing. There's practically no real damage going over to the Vayne. And that's just the recipe for disaster for UP Los Baños.
And look how the lockdown from the Leona saves Wigato's life, continuing to chunk down Slane. And with that said, at the cost of Leona's life, they win that flag.
Yeah, definitely hashtag worth there for the support. And Wigato just absolutely wrecks them in this team fight. Just no escape. Yeah, great. Okay, now with DLSUD having this much of an advantage at this stage in the game, the Vayne and Vladimir have scaled onto the late game.
Yeah, when you're talking about scaling to the late game, when you're talking about scaling towards the late game in the sense that the Green Patriots, they're trying their best to come back when they had a really bad start. Because when you're talking about the fact that they have 2 Infernal Drakes, the Baron is taken away. It was taken away by Green Patriots right now?
Yeah, they did take Baron.
Oh my god, the next trick is the Elder. This is going to be momentum in the side for the LSU Dasmariñas.
Yeah, UPLB, they really need to pick that perfect window of opportunity to go for an engage. But Wigato, he now has Guardian Angel. That's one more layer of life. One more lifeline for Wigato to lean on, because
a second chance.
Yeah, a second chance. And if he messes up his positioning slightly like during that previous team fight, it might spell disaster for DLSUD, but he does have that other lifeline.
He also has the Stand United and the Solaris, so
he has a lot of lifelines.
He always had a safe line here. And what more, let's say, more security would you want than a Shen watching your back?
Yeah, definitely. I have to agree that having that Stand United will allow Wigato to play a bit more freely, knowing Mad God has his back.
Okay, almost 35 minutes into the game. Things are heating up. Match point right now for the South Conference Series. UP Los Baños trying their best to fend up the waves, but they have the Baron. So Green Patriots, I wonder how they can secure this game against Excelsior.
Yeah, they're gonna want to start a team fight where they
oh my god,
land.
This is a huge moment for Green Patriots.
I think we're gonna see a fight fairly soon.
I'm just gonna watch out for Wigato here. Wigato, and the fact that Slane will be the hard engage into the comp for the Green Patriots. So I think,
yeah, this is so intense, Volkan. I mean, both teams just playing on the edge here. Whoever pulls the trigger first might come out on top.
And not just the trigger, but also cleaning up the field. We're talking about the Kazakhs. and a flame.
Mm-hmm.
That's more than enough to strike fear onto the hearts of Excelsior because they're facing a match point, and if they give a point to Green Patriots, so many things can go on. They could possibly lose the momentum and possibly the whole series here for the finals, but leave it to UP Los Baños. They're more experienced than that. They will try and defend this incoming wave, but great job for the Green Patriots going back into the game.
Yeah, the top lane inhibitor is open if DLSUD opt to push down the rest of this wave. Baron buff did just time out for them, so that's more breathing room for UPLB. Benz, he has to be very careful stepping in front of his entire team.
God, they're all clumped up. Oh, things are looking pretty tense.
We need to look for Eminem Shockwave. That might be the thing that determines the outcome of this game. Eminem, take matters into your own hands, my friend.
Oh, looks like the ball is on the floor. Nearing K.
Here we go!
Engage, and the two-man knockup, and there will be a huge mayhem, but Eminem secures that shockwave. Survives here, takes down the Asta. Arkman's very low, but looking at Wigato, he is close to getting
Oh my god,
burst,
Wigato!
but he's surviving with the lifesteal. Plus, he has the Guardian Angel.
This might
Two
be
members
it.
down, Slane's very low. He gets taken down by Wigato for the triple kill. Four members down for the count, quadra kill for Wigato, and possibly the screenshot.
Oh!
The ace for Green Patriots.
It gets stolen away from him. That was Wigato's montage moment, but even with that pentacle getting denied, that will mean DLSUD mounting possibly a comeback, and they will knock down the Nexus turrets, and now it's 2-1 Vulcan.
Who needs a pentakill montage when you secure a game at match point? Green Patriots takes away game 3. Now we'll be moving on to game 4.
Man, that game, that was very back and forth up until the end. Both teams really trying to claw their way. There's the retaliation. We see DLSUD win a fight, then we see UPLB win a fight, then back and forth, back and forth. That was insane.
It was a tug of war and a test of patience and endurance, but to sum it all up, Green Patriots will be giving us a game 4. We'll be moving on to that after a short break, but let's see. Again, we're still at match point here for UP Los Baños. We'll see. Could this be again in the last game?
The reverse sweep.
Maybe the reverse sweep too. We'll be seeing after the short break. You just watched the Arena Load Collegiate League Summer 2017. My name is Vulcan, and with me is Chisto. Brought to you by Lenovo. Challenge what you know, and see you after the break. Barrier, and the heal is in play. Wigato survives that engage. Flash burn by K. That would be oh my god, 3 members collapsing on the UP Los Baños, but the first one will be going for the Green Patriots.
Everyone's
goes
here.
in for the flash, gets the kill onto K. Meanwhile, a teleport did happen. We see Matt out there, but his sacrifice will not be in vain here. Buying some time for Wigato on this vein. Pumps the heal on MNF. He's very slow. He has the red buff, has the slow. One more so gets escape. Flash perfect Asta, but look at UP Los Baños using their asset here. Extended team fight is their thing. Abyssal Force for the screen perhaps, but that's going to be more clean up here.
Yeah, we are cleaning up, but look at the top lane. Wigato is split pushing fairly hard. They will be able to take a run.
Oh, the Solar Flare! God, Solar Flare goes into Eminem. That's going to be them very close to death though. Trying to back away. He does survive, but Asta going in.
You got Wigato!
Oh, they got Wigato, but Asta's going in hard. That's a close call. But with that said, 3 members down for the count.
They go overboard.
They want more. They're going for a downward dive. Arkman gets the shot.
That might be Baron. What a huge
Alive.
dive!
He's alive. He gets the, oh, not too long. That's going to be Slane taking out Wigato. So much more montages. UP Los Baños trying to turn around the fight here. Takes out the high priority. Asta is gone. Wigato too. Matt gone. It will buy some time here, but look at that. Eminem will be the main damage. Same as Slane here.
You're gonna see a fight!
But they're not gonna let UP Los Baños escape here. Starting a fight in their favor. Wigato gets backed up, but he's just going to the fight. Just like that, Slane takes down
Wigato!
Wigato just kites him for days. Double kill for Slane, but he does get taken down. And this is the time for Wigato to shine.
Oh, he's cleaning up here. Only the squishes you made?
Oh my god, look at the damage. Getting triple.
Oh, Benz. I don't think you're gonna escape, my friend.
Oh, and
Here we go!
Engage, and the two-man knockup, and there will be a huge mayhem, but Eminence secures that shockwave, survives here, takes down the Asta. Arc was very low, but looking at Wigato, he is close to
Oh my god,
burst,
Wigato!
but he's surviving with the lives, the plus he has. The Guardian Angel.
Despite
Two members
being
down, Slade's very low. He gets taken down by Wigato for the triple kill. Four members down for the count, quadra kill for Wigato, and possibly the screenshot.
Oh!
The ace for
It gets stolen away from him. That was Wigato knocked down the Nexus turret. Now it's 2-1 for them.
Who needs a panic kill montage when you secure a game at match point? Green Patriots takes away game 3. Now we'll be moving on to game 4.
Man, that game. That was very back and forth.
Not enough Garena shells to buy the latest League of Legends skin? On sale now? Get shells anytime, anywhere with your Globe or Touch mobile number. Go to gamer.com.ph and sign up with your mobile number and enter the verification code you will receive via SMS. Log in and choose the game and pin you want. Check out to purchase the pin with your load or through your postpaid account and receive the pin on your phone instantly. Never miss a sale on your favorite League of Legends skins and champions with Gamer.
Everything changes.
well-placed hug. Not so much. Here comes the back. And the back plus the kill tap has landed.
Boy, and the Montalon Swain gonna go in for the kill, and that is gonna be Demigod. So Teleport also comes in as well. Nocturne with the paranoia. Plus the gap in like secure the end. Okay, there's a flash in, and big comes habol dito. Wow, the damage.
And we are back to the Garena LOL Collegiate League Summer 2017. My name is Vulcan and with me is Gisto. Your shoutcasters entering the fourth game of the best of 5 series for the South Conference Finals. The title of being champion, one of the 6 champions in the LCL.
Yeah, of course, this is the 4th game, still match point for UP Los Baños, but during the previous game we saw DLSUD. They are not gonna back down yet. There is still some fight in them, and with an emphatic ending like that, I wonder, will they be able to come out on top in this 4th game?
Let's see though. Right out to the drafting phase, DLSUD on the blue side versus UPLB on the red side. To start things off, we're seeing a Vladimir ban.
Yeah, I think they don't want to deal with Arquan's Vladimir anymore, because that was one of the key factors, I should say, during that previous game, able to really dish out tons of damage on that pick. But with all these bans being locked in, that does leave Ornn open, which we saw banned during previous 3 games.
I would say the first 3 games were banned out, but interesting enough that for DLSUD, they have prioritized the Ezreal.
Yeah, interesting choice of priority here. I wonder what role the Ezreal will go to, because even though he's more popular now bot lane with the Kleptomancy rune, we can still see Ezreal jungle.
It will be an Ezreal jungle, so it will be, because we do see that right now will be the Ornn taken away from UP Los Baños, but instead UPLB will be prioritizing the Maokai and the Victor and the Jarvan.
Yeah, I think Maokai is actually one of those top laners that can match the Ornn in lane. He also has wave clear, and Ornn being a very strong top laner at the moment, Maokai is one of those picks that won't be bullied as much in that 1v1 matchup.
Yeah, when it comes to an Ornn and Maokai matchup, actually the Maokai wins, because not just the fact that because of the sustain. That annoying sustain from the passive, where he regenerates heal from each spell cast, and Ornn benefits a lot from spamming skills, matches the Q and the W timing, use it in one full combo. Ornn uses 3 abilities. By that time, the Maokai would have charged up a heal.
Okay, but with that being said, I'm very interested as to why Wigoto isn't opting to lock in the Vayne again. I mean, during that previous game, he did pop off on it, getting that quadra kill just at the end. I do believe we will see Jungle Ezreal as Lucian is locked in for DLSU Dasmariñas. So, yeah, Jungle Ezreal.
Doesn't this actually bring you somehow of a flashback where we did see Jungle Ezreal being played up, worked really well in the early phases of the game, but when it came to the late game, it kind of spelled disaster, because not much of a contribution was made by this Ezreal. And I think one game that I remember was during the GPL All-Stars, where, yes, I think it was PGS fighting against Singapore, where they used the jungle Ezreal. And in the early phase, it worked. But in the long run, they fumbled.
Yeah, I have to agree with you right there. If this game goes the distance, if Victor is scales up, the Ezreal and Lucian as marksman will have an extremely hard time dealing with his burst, dealing with his AoE. So it's going to rely a lot on Asta's early game performance. He has to get his early ganks off. He needs to get gold on this Ezreal in order to be effective.
So, let's see. Game 4 as of now. This is match point again for UP Los Baños. They have lost 1 point. And right now, the Green Patriots are sitting at 1 point, maybe making their dream come true, keeping it alive for the title of champions in the South Conference.
Yeah, this is still match point for UP Los Baños, and I'd like to stress that for De La Salle University Dasmariñas, it's very critical that their early game goes well, because if they don't get that bridge towards the late game, their comp will have a very, very hard time.
And when you're talking about early leads, they let you there playing a gamble here, playing an Ezreal jungle, plus they have a Lucian, yes, and the Leona, but I'm pretty skeptical in the top lane. Things are not going to work out in Green Patriots' favor, seeing that is a Maokai.
Yeah, I mean, Maokai versus Ornn, it's going to take a long time for them to actually kill each other if they go to a 1v1. That's just going to be a wet noodle fight up in the top lane. And I'd like to point out that DLSUD's bot lane opted to go for skill barrier instead of going heal and then possibly an ignite or exhaust onto K, because having more offensive summoners on a Leona will just add so much more to her kill pressure.
And so far, when it comes to jungle, we're seeing that this Ezreal already in the blue side goes straight for the blue buff. So red buff to blue buff start for Asta here. Being an Ezreal, yes, you would go for that because you can easily cheese that goal with a really early gank.
Yeah, definitely. He can look for a gank possibly, but looking at how the lanes have panned out here,
Going top.
Daeru is in a bit of trouble. If Asta does path here, I think he's going to burn at least a flash.
I don't think so. That's a bit too close to the turret, so I think Daeru still has some safety in his turret, but looks like that'll be the signal for Acid to go in. Yes, the flash might be burnt. Yes, and no follow-up under the turret here. Close call. Oh! Close call indeed for Daeru in the top lane.
And that's as much the most value he can get out of that gank, because like you said, Daeru is way too close to the turret and they're too squishy to go for a possible dive, which could have gotten turned around. So still, great gank, burning the flash on the Maokai. He can still possibly come back there if he opts to path that way.
And with that said, first summoner's burn right now would be Daeru, taking away the flash here, so that would be a signal, maybe another gank in the top lane, but look at that, Mad God.
Oh, Arkmon!
And Asta spotted in the river.
Oh, I think Arkmon gave away the assist there.
I think that's going to be more of a mind game here. Dancing around the river, they'll just be backing off.
Yeah, and if a fight did end up happening, Mad God was there as well, but good communication by UPLB, spotting out that the members of the LCD weren't in lane, so they relay that information and they're able to survive a possible disaster. Very well played.
And when you're talking about, let's say, respawns, at least the Green Patriots are on point here.
Definitely. So now, as his laning phase pans out, I think both teams will just opt to play a bit more passively, as both of them benefit a lot from scaling, benefit a lot from earning more gold. So I really don't expect that much early aggression as far as UPLB's laning phase goes.
And yes, obviously UP Los Baños, what they're doing right now is just stalling, waiting for this Victor, this Varus to scale up. I could pretty much picture this going back and forth again, because we're seeing some powerful picks in the side of the Green Patriots. Whereas Excelsior, another 3-man beefy front line. This is the same scenario we saw in Game 1, Gisto. Maybe we might see a repeat of it. We'll see, because right now, what UP Los Baños wants to do is, because they're a bit pressured, we're going to want to, on the best of 5 series, doesn't that kind of make you feel a bit, I would say, unsettled, a bit nervous?
Yeah, knowing that you were on match point during the previous game and you couldn't close it out, that could take a toll on your mindset. It can be very tricky. Best of 5s are very mentally exhausting for all of these players. I wonder how will UPLB adjust to this, but I do like the adaptation they have made.
Let's go for that engage from K. Oh, immediately regrets his decision. Better watch yourselves out there.
Yeah, very tricky to engage onto a Tahm Kench, because he will be able to devour whoever is in trouble, and he has that gray skin, the gray health, I should say.
Thick skin. The thick skin with the gray health for the shield.
Today I learned. Okay, but looking for... What? Wigato!
Was that carelessness in the side for the Green Patriots? Not respecting that Benz can pop those blight stacks with the piercing arrow. And that is going to be a huge giveaway.
That's going to be a huge dent in DLSUD's armor right there.
Oh god, and right off the bat, we're going to get the serrated third here.
Well, interesting build path by Wigato, opting for lethality on Lucian. That's not the most optimal build, I should say, because it doesn't benefit as much on lethality compared to that Varus. You'd be better off going for a possible crit build or the Blade of the Ruin King Black Cleaver combo. Yeah, especially versus all of these tanky members from UPLB.
And right now, Madgar really mispositioning himself right there. The fact that the one reason I can think of is that when it comes to an Orion Maokai matchup is because the Twisted Advance can really remove the Bellow's Brittle Stack, because when you get too close to Orion, you might not fuck the Brittle Stack here, but right now in the mid lane, over that wall, Slane will be going out with his combo, but looks like Arkman getting a bit impatient. Goes for the flash engage, followed by a teleport response. Calling in the force guy. Eminem flashes away from the gods.
That was very well played by Slane there, going back to the first flag he tossed with his Dragon Strike. Escaped the all-in from Arkmon. Just great show of mechanics from UPLB jungler.
We're at match point here, and already we are seeing a different team, different playstyle from the Green Patriots. Where's Excelsior? I wonder what happened. First two games, they were confident. Now, we're seeing them a bit too nervous. Getting to a point that, let's try be a bit more conservative.
Maybe that's tilt setting in. I don't know, but UPLB, we've seen them turn up the pace of these games. Once they're confident enough, once they know they can go for more of these team fights, they will not back down. They will just keep going and going, play so proactively. And the LSUD, can they weather that storm?
When it comes to calming down something that they cannot stop, why just wait it out and look for the right time.
Yeah, but if they wait it out, they will get outscaled. So the LSUD, they have to weigh their options now. They have to decide, when can we go in? Because there's going to be that window during this early game where they can still take control, but UPLB is closing that fast.
Okay, let's give them the benefit of the doubt, where the Green Patriots right now, yes, things look a bit too pressured, where they need to time their game. They cannot go to a point that it reach super late. Well, let's see. We might see a change in momentum once the Green Patriots have some confidence. But same goes for UP Los Baños, because when they have the confidence, we know that they will speed up the game.
Yeah, things have slowed down quite a bit though. During this laning phase, teams have begun playing a bit more passively. That's just what UPLB wants to do. They want to play a bit more passively, just wait for their power spikes to arrive, and just try to snowball once those power spikes do come to them.
Yes, and when you're talking about playing passively, you want to be in a spot where you are at the lead. Because when you're playing passively and you're behind, why would you play passively and give the enemy more room to grow? Arkman, oh, look at that Ember's Divide. Only a one-on-one fight here in the mid lane. Pops the heal. Who gets the more damage? It will be
my god!
The minions also helping things out. It will be a draw in the mid lane.
What aggression there coming from Arkmon, but what a way to turn around that one-on-one by Eminem.
Heal for heal.
Yeah, very well played by him. And the Victor's stun as well. Really coming in huge right there. It prevented those last and final auto attacks from Arkmon from finishing him off. Just by inches, they trade 1-for-1.
And I guess it was also the fact that the minions played a role in that trade. So I guess it will be a 1-for-1 trade in the mid lane. Both mid laners at a steady same KDA, but the CS is not quite in their favor. But look at that.
Oh, oh, he sees it.
Oh, what's gonna happen? Slane. Oh, goes in on Dastan. He takes team down. Oh, he stole the effort of the Green Patriots and the kill. Way to rub it in.
They're going for more. The chain from did land.
No, it doesn't land. There was the barrier for the protection, but once again, UP Los Baños crushing the hopes of Green Patriots. Asta was testing his luck in the Infernal Drake.
Asta did not have smite for the remainder of that, so instead of getting out, he committed to trying to finish the Infernal Drake. But Slane, being at the right place at the right time, he gets a kill and Infernal Drake, that is massive for UPLB.
And he's gonna, he's gonna be building more on defensive all-in builds on this Jarvan. So let's say they got the Infernal Drake. Possibly the first turret may fall to the hands for Excelsior.
Oh no!
Another face check. Asta already chunked in Death Zone. That's gonna be a really bad goal. Asta though, that is how you play against a jungle S. Once you have to invade the jungle of this Ezreal and deny the safe farm that he has. And with that said, 2 deaths in the hands of Asta. This is the same scenario I did see in the GPL All-Stars.
That was 2 very quick deaths in succession for DLSUD's jungler. I mean, Slane, he's just in Asta's head at the moment. He knows where he is. Very, very good play coming from UPLB's jungler.
And Infernal Drake again in the hands of UPLB Excelsior. First turret may go down in the bot lane. The turret's health is pretty low.
Yeah, they're gonna be able to chip down that bot lane turret even more. Having Ben super fed on this barrage, I should say, having that lethality already, and having that 1 kill under his pocket, they will be able to take down this tower. That just opens up UPLB's bot lane to roam even more.
And not just the fact that they secured the first turret of the game, that's gonna further boost the damage that this Varus will bring into the clash, because we're talking about Infernal Drake buff plus the first turret in the hands for the bot lane, so immediately picks up the Yilmaz Ghostblade.
Yeah, maybe UPLB, they've woken up, I should say, because during that previous game, they kind of let their guard down, I should say, but right now, all business. They're just dictating the pace, the flow, the tempo of this 4th game.
So things are looking pretty good for Excelsior, whereas Green Patriots, 2 deaths on this jungler. This Ezreal Asta is in a bad spot, giving away the Infernal Drake, really not timing his take just at the right moment here, but let's see. It's still early to say, 13 minutes into the game.
Okay, we are transitioning into the mid-game point now, Vulcan, and like I mentioned, with the bot lane turret going down, that allows Benson Dash to move around the map and chip down the rest of DLSUD's outer turrets. And with so much poke on this Varus, DLSUD, they need to pull the trigger at some point. They need to start looking for a fight, or else UPLB is just going to force them to bleed out.
Let's hope they stop the bleeding, because so far, I guess the way that Deiru is playing is to just be this tank, going for the Ninja Tabi and the Spectre's Crowl, but I don't think that's going to stop Excelsior from taking down the outer top lane turret.
Yeah, I like the proactive rotations coming from Excelsior, because it just exerts so much more pressure onto DLSUD to pull the trigger. And
Arkman with a great Inverse Divide under the turret's range, but Arkman will be forced to flash away. Here comes the top gauge with the Diesel Voyage. That will be 2 ultimates down for Excelsior. Meanwhile, we are seeing the Green Patriots trying to respond here, and look at the save coming from Dash. Great time Devour to save Eminem's life.
Oh, well, they go for Mad God, but again, Arkmon nearly goes down because Eminem.
Oh, right. Rigato trying to buy some time with the calling, but that will be the demolish in play here. And again, look at Excelsior taking away those turrets down for the Green Patriots. Excelsior further pressuring the Green Patriots. The next Drake is Ocean, live in 1 minute and 22 seconds. Let's see, Chisto. Will Green Patriots just give away this game?
I wonder, because they need to start pulling the trigger. They need to go for these engages. Arkmon, he knows it. But the rest of his team, they need to follow up. They need to start playing a bit more aggressively and try to catch out a member of UPLB, because Excelsior, they're just rotating so well. They're playing the macro game, just constantly taking down tower after tower after tower. And all these objectives, all that global gold, is just pushing the entirety of UPL's Banyos forward.
And not just that, it's great that Mad God is doing well on this Ornn, but what's a tank to our...
Oh no.
Oh god, Arkman gets getting picked off here. Shifts away with his soldiers. But I don't think the Excelsior will be backing up here. Great stun, but a blast cone mishap happened in the blue side of the Green Patriots. But the flash was there, luckily. Burning that flash will save K's life. And now, the Rift Herald being contested, being started by Excelsior. Let's see. Will the Patriots, the Green Patriots, try and contest this objective.
None of them are in a position to contest this, and DLSU Dasma, they look a bit disjointed as this mid-game progresses because UPLB, look at them, they're moving as a unit, where DLSU, they're spread out all across Summoner's Rift, and that limits their options on what fights they could go for, because right now, they need to group up, they need to look for a fight they could win, they need to fight on their terms, and take this game back in their hands if they want to force a Game 5.
Okay, things are pretty tensing up. The Ocean Drake pit. Right now, Green Patriots.
This is dangerous.
Oh yeah, they have the Forge God here already. 4 members, all members already here, but there is the Incoming here to buy some time. Oh, look at the Victor doing so much damage! Forge God will not knock on members enough. No damage will follow up because Arkman did get chunked down by Eminem.
Yeah, Arkman, he didn't respect the damage over the wall of UP Los Baños, and they just take him down. Look at the range, look at the chain CC that landed on them. Maokai ultimate, Varus ultimate. You're just rooted there for days, no cleanse on this mid lane Azir, and he's just down from all of the damage piled onto him. Just great execution by UPLB.
And when you're talking about execution, leave it to them to try and test the patience and I would say the Green Patriots pressure, their ability to manage pressure, because when you're at a bad start, I mean, you had a bad start, you gotta win. Now you're at match point again. That's another pressure onto the hands of the Patriots, and they're not doing it so far pretty well because I don't know why they have started to go for this Jungle Ezreal, where in fact, okay, they have a tank, they have Ornn, great job, but it's the smallest mistakes that the Green Patriots are making that is giving Excelsior a great boost, and they just gave away the first Infernal Drake, so that's a bonus for UPLB.
Yeah, for DLSUD's comp, their win condition is slowly closing out. UPLB will be shutting down that window for DLSU because they need to have played an aggressive early game, but they played it so passively and now they're facing a deficit.
Oh man, 80 minutes into the game. Baron will be live in 1 minute and 24 seconds. Oh, Benz pops the Yoma's Ghost Blade. Will be getting away from the range, out of range from this Leona.
And looks like DLSUD will begin to reset here, take up more items, and possibly once they go back, they need to play a bit more proactively here. I want to see some aggression coming from De La Salle because right now UPLB is just pushing them around.
When you're being pushed around, you would try and push back, but Green Patriots, what they're doing is just taking it all in, letting Benz just poke them. Now look at King's health, already chunked down at that much, and extra pressure in the mid lane for taking away the blue buff. Oh, that's going to be a lot of resources for Eminem to work with. He won't be restricted by mana.
Yeah, and the way you deal with a comp that's constantly just poking at you is you engage. But unfortunately for DLSUD, they let it hit a point where they just couldn't look for these fights versus UPLB because they were able to set up vision. The Tompkins provide so much heal, and there's just really not much they could do.
Oh god, they have the Rift Herald. That's going to chunk it down quite a bit here. Oh my goodness. Green Patriots on the ropes here. They have secured 0 turrets, 0 Drakes. Looks like UP Los Baños having a wake-up call from Game 3, showing their full wrath in this 4th game in the best of 5 series.
Yeah, and look at this wet noodle fight. I mean, they're going to be fighting for days and nobody would be going down yet. But looking at UPLB, they're just controlling how this game goes so well. They're playing the macro very textbook, rotating everywhere. Shove this lane, lane, chip down this tower, and then go for an all-in, take down tower. And it's just working out so well for them.
It's a message that we all see throughout, but it's the fact that it's working so well because the LSUD, the Green Patriots, they're behind. Asta 0-2-0 on this Jungle S could not offer the early cheese pressure. Here it comes, the solar player. Emperor's the back, great divide coming from Arkman, but let's see if they can finish it in their favor. Eminem takes that Arkman, pops the stasis, he will survive. Benz gets healed, Slain waiting on the walls, trying to look for a re-engage here, but Eminem with a double kill, and Dario for the flag goes behind enemy lines and leaving behind Mad Dog.
They're cleaning up.
Ban 4 members for himself. He will not survive, and this is going to be the ace
A clean ace for UPLB, and now they can take anything they want off of the map. And regardless of that massive engage coming from DLSUD, the members of UPLB are just so far ahead that even with all of them being knocked back, DLSUD weren't able to take down anyone. And now Baron going to UPLB uncontested. Let's look at how this starts. This is a great engage from DLSUD. That is huge for them, but they're so far behind. They aren't able to take down anyone during this fight. And UPLB is just able to clean up. They're able to kite back and turn this all around.
Come on, Jesus, break it down in simpler terms so that I can understand what happened exactly. Was it extension? Was it overcommitment? Shouldn't have they started a fight? You kept talking about it. They should start a fight, but they did. But they failed. What happened?
It's a 10k gold lead. That's how simple it is.
Okay,
they have more items. They have more levels.
There you go.
So that means any fight DLSU takes, UPLB is gonna absolutely crush it.
That's more like it. But when it comes to breakdowns, great job there. But when it comes to UP Los Baños, man, when you're talking about, as you said, a 10k gold lead, what a wake-up call indeed, though.
Yeah, they've definitely come online. Compared to the third game, they're just taking matters into their own hands now. They've had enough. They want to end the series now, and they're playing towards that.
And I want the championship title. Give it to us. And now, slowly, they're going to be pushing down this mid lane. Perhaps we are seeing Eminem. Yes, we are seeing Eminem going towards the bot lane. Got to pressure that with the Baron wave. Oh, look at the delivery. Daru at position here. Here comes Dash. Gonna go for the assist here, but Benz with the sniper skills here, going in for some poke.
Yeah, even though Daru is tanky on this Maokai, like we mentioned during the previous game, walang malakas sa marami. So you don't want to be in the middle of 5 members as a tank because there's no follow-up left. But after that, UPLB very textbook in where they push. They have the Baron buff. And might this be the final push for UPLB?
They're sticking towards their minions, sticking towards that turret. They will be taking down this bot lane inhibitor turret. But here comes the Forge God. Let's see, will the gods change? Or the Green Patriots? No, what a save there.
UPLB are pushing forward.
They have no more Forge God to call upon to try and change the fight. Slowly, this is going to be UP Los Baños invading the space.
Yeah, they're gonna begin to rotate to the top lane. The minion wave is crashing towards that direction, Vulcan. Will this be the championship push? Will this be UPLB being crowned one of the LCL champions? DLSUD, they need to defend.
Oh my god, look at the damage coming from Benz onto this Ezreal.
So
Asta can't even go in, but look at that. Oh wow, great time devoured by Dash to deny the play coming from Leon.
What a textbook
wow,
push.
got a
Just
great
perfect
play.
rotations from UPLB. And
Great
now they
timing though. Look at it, they just scrambled the members of the Green Patriots. They can't do anything. They all went back to the fountain to regenerate, leaving Argument behind. And I think this is going to be game set because with how UP Los Baños is playing this game, they're just slowly shipping down turrets, ignoring the members of the Green Patriots.
Yeah, I think we are gonna near the end of the game. They still have Baron buff on them and triple inhibitors down.
19 seconds rather left on the death timer for Arkman, but instead, looks like Excelsior will not be greedy. Will be going back and try and regenerate and maybe finish up the job, giving Green Patriots one last chance to try and fight back and possibly make this a reverse sweep.
Yeah, a bit of breathing room for the Tasmanians, but the gold lead looks near insurmountable at this stage. UPLB is miles ahead as far as everything goes. It's gonna take a miracle for DLSUD to come back.
And with that said, the Ocean Drake has been taken away by Excelsior, sitting at a 14,000 gold lead compared to the Green Patriots. 9 turrets, 0 for Green Patriots. Yeah. And at this point, it's hard to say, but the Green Patriots with chances of winning are getting lower and lower. With 3 inhibitors down, what miracle can they hope for?
Yeah, I think the miracles just won't arrive for them, man. I mean, UPLB, they've played this game so textbook, near perfect, aside from that one death on Eminem in the mid lane, and now they've reset, they've picked up even more items, and now the avalanche that is UPLB will come crashing down onto DLSUD's base.
Okay. I think the members of the Excelsior are ready to go for one last final push, Shisto. Let's witness the process that maybe we'll be seeing one of the 6 champions crowned right now. UP Los Baños closing in.
Yeah, I think this might be the final push. They're gonna let the minions do the work. Will DLSUD pull the trigger on something? Oh!
Markman gets the chin of Corruption. 4 members gets locked down with Rigato trying to back away with the kite. There's a Forge Gun knocking down Nehru, but what's gonna happen here? There is no damage. Benz is there doing his job, doing what he loves with Dash, just securing and kiting and protecting the
Yeah,
ADC.
that's it. Yeah, this game is definitely over. Everybody's falling down for De La Salle Admir. Congratulations, UPLB, being crowned the South Conference champions.
And this concludes the South Conference Series with UP Los Baños Excelsior taking away the championship title.
That was just a very, very one-sided game, I should say. UPLB playing very textbook, very clean, rotations, macro, all on point, and they ended in 4 games. Very well played last game with them.
So with that said, but still, Green Patriots, they made it towards the finals here, and we gotta congratulate them for making this far. Great job for DLSU Dasmariñas Green Patriots for a good run in the LCL, but the glory goes to UP Los Baños. The championship title will be going towards UP Los Baños Excelsior. Congratulations again for securing their spot and become one of the top teams in their respective conference.
I do believe they will join Xavier University, the Mindanao champions, and De La Salle University, the Metro West champions, as LCL champions for this term. So congratulations once again to UPLB Excelsior.
And to the viewers out there who are rooting for their fans in the North Conference Series, stay tuned. That will be scheduled for tomorrow. So that's something you guys should watch out for. But we will be signing off right now. This has been the Garena LOL Collegiate League Summer 2017 Challenge What You Know. And we have been your casters. My name is Vulcan. With me is Chisto. See you tomorrow, everyone. Pressure. Here it comes. The solar flare. Emperor's the back. Great divide coming from Arkman. But let's see if they can finish it in their favor. Eminem takes an Arkman, pops the stasis. He will survive. Benz gets healed. Slane waiting on the wall. Trying to look for a re-engage here. But Eminem with a double kill. And Dario for the flag goes behind enemy line and leaving behind Mad Dog.
They're cleaning up.
Ban 4 members for himself. He will not survive. And this is going to be the 8. Arkman gets the chin of Corruption. 4 members gets locked down with Rigato trying to back away with the tide. There's a Force Gun knocking down there. But what's gonna happen here? There is no damage. Bez is there doing his job, doing what he loves with Dash, just securing and kiting and protecting.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, this game is definitely over. Everybody's falling down for De La Salle Admir. Congratulations, UPLB, being crowned the South Conference champions.
And this concludes the South Conference Series with UP Los Baños Excelsior taking away the championship title.